Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hollywood After Dark. Today, of course, is the 7th of March, 2022. Oh my God, tonight we're going to be talking about Disney. Bob Chapek, the CEO nobody wants, kind of fondling the nuts of Florida a little bit when Bob Iger, wouldn't stand for this bullshit. The Batman hits $134 million, further solidifying that some people on the internet aren't to be trusted. And accountability over entertainment. Well, folks, it's grade A horse shit. Talk about all that here tonight and more. Hollywood After Dark. Let's fucking go. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Tonight's going to be a bit of a saucy good time. We're going to be having ourselves just a rollicking discussion about all things Hollywood, political. Tonight's a political episode, folks. It's very political. All right, this is your once a month political stream. I'm not even going to dive into probably the one thing, and I'll mention as we get into it here when we start talking about the Snyder stuff. That's really disturbing. I discovered something last night. It was actually sent to me. Very disturbing. When looking at geopolitical conflicts happening in countries and members of the Snyderverse who are pro-Justice League, truth, justice, and whatever freedom and whatever the new slogan is, kind of back in an autocratical dictator. A little creepy, little sus. Want to hear more about that as we get into it here, but by the way, let's just quickly dive in. We're just going to go through the spiel. You guys know it, I know it. Anyway, listen, Patio Commentary is my jam. It's my movie discussion podcast. We just put out the newest episode the other day, youtube.com/Patio Commentary, Podio Commentary. Also, anywhere you guys get podcasts, we're talking Stitcher, Spotify. That's right. We're coming for Joe Rogan. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm nipping at his heels. iTunes, Google Podcasts, here on YouTube, anywhere you get it. And you guys can get the full discussion on The Batman. It's about 49 minutes long or 47 minutes long. It's a long one. It's a good one. I like it quite a bit. And this week, I'm going to be probably talking about Encanto because I have children. I've watched that movie now about 100 times, and I have thoughts and concerns. It's a great movie, but I have a question for you, and I want you to ruminate on this for right now. If the entire village is cut off from the rest of Colombia, i.e. the rest of the world, and they've been there for 50 years, at what point in time did they start scraping the bottom of the genealogical barrel? I want you to consider that. Patio Commentary this Friday. We'll be talking about it. But if you guys want to help support the channel, the best way to do that is patreon.com/Matt Jarbo. YouTube takes 30%. We're all up honest about that here on YouTube. Patreon is the best way to do it. There will be watch parties coming as I start getting, in now that my schedule is finally getting back to normal. I can start figuring shit out. So watch parties, more reviews here on the channel, obviously more HWAD squad stuff. Check it out, patreon.com/Matt Jarbo. All right, guys, that's my shill. That's my shillin'. And as always, I like to be joined by friends, people who understand me, who get a kick out of my humor. And of course, tonight we've got my favorite, your favorite. You know him, you love him, RJ. RJ, what's going on, man?
What's up? What's good? Yeah, last night's Hollywood After Dark was very spicy for a different kind of reason. This one will be spicy just in terms of the topics we're covering. Because like I said, honestly, outside of the Batman, the biggest news story for the week in my mind is this Bob Chapek Florida bill stuff. Like this is
a big one.
Yeah, it's a big story. It's been trending on social media. It's a big topic of conversation. It's a giant can of worms we got to get into.
It really is. And it's like, it's one of those things where it is kind of like, it is California versus Florida in many ways. It is California versus Florida. It's the mindset of each different state. It's the mindset of different CEOs and how they would handle the situations. It's very interesting when we start to look at it here. You know what? Because you mentioned it right off the bat. I guess we might as well just kind of like dive in.
Oh, you want to start with it? Okay.
I was going to end with it, actually, but you dropped it. Let's just go. I know you want to dive in right now.
Let's go.
So this is trending all day today on Twitter here. What we have is Deadline. This is one of many articles covering it, but they say Disney boss Bob Chapek says company won't slam Florida's Don't Say Gay bill directly, but still committed to inclusion.
So, just for clarification's sake, what exactly is "Don't Say Gay"? I know it's part of it. I know one of the big things that apparently it would out gay children to their parents. Is that one of the?
To be fair, I don't know all about it. I know I don't want to like misrepresent it, because there has been on social media, it becomes very difficult to kind of get everything. I know in the Florida bill itself, it doesn't say "Don't Say Gay" directly. I think this is just a moniker that is like for
It's the
social
nickname.
media.
Yeah, it's like the nickname.
It's the nickname, yeah. So why don't we take a look here at the article? So it says, facing rising outcry, Disney CEO Bob Chapek has decided to play a political and cultural version of a church mouse when it comes to Florida's new "Don't Say Gay" bill. Now, with the openly discriminatory and controversial parental rights and education legislation scheduled for a vote this week, the boss of one of Florida's largest employers is sitting on his hands for now. Saying here, as we've seen time and time again, corporate statements do very little to change outcomes or minds, says Chapek in an email to staff. Instead, they are often weaponized by one side or another to further divide and inflame. Chapek goes on to say, simply put, they can be counterproductive and undermine more effective ways to achieve change. And he's not wrong with that, by the way, because in many, and you know this as well as I do, look at the whole thing going on right now with like social justice warrior type shit, right? Like we know like the SJWs, all that crap, everything gets weaponized. And I'll tell you this, one of the things that dawned on me about this, and this is like way back. We just hit the 10-year anniversary from the release of Mass Effect 3. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, what the hell does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Well, a month before, not even a month before, weeks before the release of Mass Effect 3, you had an interview with a Dragon Age writer named Jennifer Hepler. And she had suggested that it might be interesting to add a skip combat button or feature to some video games to allow people who just want to get the story to get the story.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
And that actually predates even Anita Sarkeesian in regards to the culture war, because her Kickstarter, her video for her GoFundMe didn't really start, I think, until March also of 2012. So Anita's been around for a decade. This is right after I launched the Mundane Matt channel, and I was way into that crap back then. So it's like, so it's been kind of an interesting month in general, just time space for like go back a decade and look at where we were culturally. And this kind of, again, ties, the weaponization of words, as if you follow this channel and you listen to my sense of humor, was used against me last week pretty well. I mean, despite me taking it back, it doesn't matter. Context got cut. People out there obviously are going to weaponize whatever they can. And that's where he's not wrong. But at the same time, fuck the state of Florida. That's just my stance on Florida in general.
Hey, I have some really nice friends who live there. Okay,
I'm not saying the people there are shit,
and they make fun of Florida because Florida sucks. But they're good people. There's some good people.
I'm not saying that the people in Florida aren't okay. All right, but if I view Florida like I view the country of Australia, anything that is not you is going to try to kill you.
Well, yeah, they got alligators. They have like a python there. I mean, listen, Florida's kind of based with the animals, man. Like, I mean, dude, like imagine waking up, Jarbo, you have like a nice pool in your backyard. There's like 5 alligators in there.
Yeah, no, totally. I totally get that. I totally understand that could be a thing. Like, not only do you have alligators, you've got poisonous snakes. You've got like the weird I think there's like a weird Sasquatch like that lives like the swamp Bigfoot out there.
Swamp Bigfoot.
Yeah. There's a thing. I don't know. It's a cryptoid. One of the only things I like, RJ, by the way, I really like cryptozoology. Like, I love cryptozoology.
Yeah.
I know it's bullshit, but like I love it regardless.
No, there's some cool stuff. Yeah, well, yeah, no, H-Bart's, you're right. The hurricanes too. Listen, the only thing that I think all of us can agree about that we hate about Florida is the politicians.
Yeah, I really hate the politicians. And I'll tell you another thing I hate about Florida. This is when Rick Scott was governor. Is one of the things I hate about Florida, and this is where we talk, again, this is kind of a political episode, is that I don't know how it is. I'm sure under DeSantis it ain't any better. But when you go to jail in Florida, when you are convicted of a crime, you lose your right to vote in the state of Florida. You lose your right to vote I think in all states when you're incarcerated, which I think is fucked up because that is taking away your voice as a citizen. You don't lose your citizenship when you become incarcerated. You still have a voice. I think that is ridiculous. in the state of Florida, you have to petition to get your right to vote back once you are released from prison. Once you have served your time,
that's
you are
a
not
little sus,
automatically granted your rights to vote back. And under Rick Scott, they would basically just deny everybody. And that was one of the things Florida had done, is they had overturned that law, but still it's been kind of, I don't know the full stake of it right now, but I honestly feel like if you have served your time, even if you are incarcerated, you have the fundamental inalienable right to vote. I believe that should be granted under the Constitution. And I'll die on that fucking hill, by the way. But that's my take on it. And that's another reason why I don't like Florida. Outside of humidity. I'm not a humidity person.
And I guess in regards to this part of the statement, I can somewhat understand it's a very riding the fence kind of statement to like toe the company and political line, I guess. But it's the rest of it that I think got him into more trouble, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, no. I completely agree. So let's go on here. All right. So it says, with a hand on bureaucratic heart, the man who used to run Disney World and other theme parks for the company says, we are going to have a more fulsome conversation about this at the company-wide Reimagine Tomorrow Summit in April, timing that it will likely have seen Florida governor and potential 2012 2124 POTUS, whatever, candidate Ron DeSantis having already signed to the Florida Don't Say Gay bill in the law. Yes,
is he really somebody who could run for president?
It's not going to be Trump. It's not going to be Trump. MAGA's over at this point. It's dying. I mean, it's bad.
But you think DeSantis could pick up that flag
after COVID? Oh yeah, he's come out there. You know, he's a gigantic fucking hypocrite as well. I hate DeSantis. I know Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers loves him, but it's like the guy's a piece of shit. But he's young enough and he's super uber conservative enough to kind of carry the Trump flag, where Trump has kind of let that go. You know, Trump might live in Mar-a-Lago. He might whatever, but he's not going to, trust me, he's not going to run. It's all a ploy for donations, but DeSantis is going to be where the GOP goes.
Well, also April is going to be a big month for Disney as well, because you have that Reimagine Tomorrow conference, whatever that is. And there's also Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim in April.
I thought Santa Celebration was at the end of May.
No, it's in April.
Oh, okay. Well,
they just revealed the poster for Star Wars.
I saw the tickets were on sale.
My bad. I'm wrong. It is May.
Yeah, right. It's like fucking Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
April.
I thought it was the end of April. My bad.
That's really weird. That'd be really cutting it close, especially if you're trying to get a hotel and whatever. I had thought about trying to go down there. I want to go at some point in time, but I'm going to wait a couple years.
Well, it's going to be like the next day after Kenobi's first episode drops.
Oh, okay. So expect something big at Celebration to kind of commemorate that.
Probably some Andor stuff.
Oh, hopefully, yeah. Get us an Andor trailer. Get us a Bad Batch season 2 trailer. Get us, or we'll have a trailer before then. Maybe, I'm not too sure.
Maybe.
Wait, which one?
Jedi Fallen Order 2 trailer.
Oh yeah, maybe. I mean, I know they're active develop on it. There is the what else just came out? Did the Lego Star Wars saga come out?
That'll be out next month.
Okay, because I want to get that.
Yeah, they just revealed the DLC today. You get to play as like Mandalorian. They got
That's why I want to get it.
It's like 40 plus characters coming within the next couple months. They're releasing like DLCs on May the 4th, which will be cool.
Yeah.
But back to more serious.
Back to stuff that's not Star Wars related. Now, going on to say here, if that occurs, virtually all discussion about teaching about the LGBTQ community and sexual orientation or gender identity will be banned in the state's public school system, with almost 20 other states contemplating similar legislation. This latest lurch to the far right has become a renewed strategic front on the America's culture wars, a battlefield Disney is declining to step on for now.
So Deadline is saying this is part of the culture war.
Well, it is part of the culture war. It absolutely is part of the culture war. Now, look, I mean, I'm a lefty, I'm a liberal, right? I'm a progressive. And I have my thoughts on this in regards to who should be teaching about this stuff, to be fair. I do feel like, I have 2 daughters and I want to have these discussions with them when they're older. I don't want to leave it to the school.
I think, and again, I'm not trying to get overtly political, but it is just the nature of the conversation we're having. I don't think it's right to say, don't talk about it at all.
Yeah.
Don't even bring it up. That's have the conversation, but maybe just have it when you feel it's appropriate to have it with your children. Right?
Exactly.
Don't ban the conversation from happening at all.
Yeah, it's not like we don't talk about Bruno from Encanto, right? We don't talk about buttholes. We don't,
we don't talk about anal.
Sorry, that's Catholics. That's Catholics. They don't talk about shitting. because apparently that's a sin. And in
Yeah,
North Korea, fucking Kim Jong-un just never defecates. Like, he just never goes to the bathroom. It's all just stored energy. But it is, I mean, look, talking about this stuff is important because we are
well,
at that
yeah.
place in our society.
Especially like in middle school and high school, that's like the age of puberty and discovery. You know, it's kids trying to figure out their identities and stuff. Like, that's in my opinion, I feel like the sex education system in the United States has failed a lot of kids because they don't really properly teach you about
Oh
sex
man,
and stuff.
when I was a kid, so going back to a long ass time ago, I mean, we first started learning about sex ed when I was in 5th grade. So I was 10, 11, right?
That was I think for me it was about 6th grade. So
yeah. In some places they start as early as kindergarten. And I'm like, but after having children, when you don't have kids and you don't look at the developmental cycle of children, and you go, okay, like, they're going to start, because kids are curious about their bodies and shit. You know what I mean? Like, not in a weird way, but like just in a general way. Like my 2-year-old, for a brief stage, was very fascinated by the texture of her own shit. And, and you could tell when she would poop because she'd start kind of getting antsy, and then her hands start making her way towards her butt because she doesn't understand what it is. And that's how you know to change her. You got to keep an eye out. If not, you're doing a lot of fucking laundry. However, kids, there's questions that they have. And there's some kids that are scared to ask their parents. And we know that when it comes to sexual orientation and gender identity, there are a lot of fucking parents that have either a backwards ass way of looking at it or don't know how to discuss it.
Right, and this is also the problem too with this bill, in my opinion. And again, I'm getting political. It's just my opinion. Y'all can disagree. It's fine. But the issue where it seems like it's going to out kids to their parents if they come out as gay, right? You're going to out them to their parents when they're not ready for that. That could be very traumatizing and cause a lot of issues, especially if their parents are not supportive of gay people. So it's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, I know. I agree. And if that's the case, that's really fucked up.
This tweet right here kind of brings it to another discussion about you're seeing more and more the differences between Iger and Chapek. And maybe Iger wouldn't be this public about it if he was still like the head of the company. But going back to it, we talked about this backstage a little bit. But Iger very much kind of threatened Georgia and said, if you pass that abortion law, we're going to stop filming in your state.
Was it the abortion law or was it the trans bathroom law?
I think it was the abortion law.
All right. I know they had to think about the trans bathroom thing too.
Yeah, maybe. I think it was more so the abortion law. Yeah. I think that was the big thing that Disney was like that they were like, no, we're going to pull out from filming here if you pass that bill.
Okay. I mean, that's a lot there. But then again, that's what we were kind of talking about before then. Also, hey, Tim, I see your super chat. We're going to get to that here after this discussion. But the idea here, though, is really, again, what Iger has, by the way, he does have a stake in this whole fight. When it comes to the amount of personal shares owned by any person of Disney, Iger does have the highest amount of shares. So he absolutely has a financially vested interest in making this operate well for the company. Chapek, and this is where you got to start to separate the person from the business, right? Or understand the idea of a CEO of a company is to protect the business. That's their job, right? Their job is to protect their business for their shareholders. The only way like this will get bad enough to really impact that would be if people start selling their shares or the shareholders start voicing their opinion. But these are the people who have the highest amount of shares are probably not going to say anything unless that stock price starts to dip. And that's going to require an outright boycott of Disney. Don't go to the park. Don't cancel your Disney Plus subscription. If you feel that strongly about this, that's your answer. And that will tie in, by the way, further when we get to the Ray Fisher part of the discussion about how this kind of online activism is generally horseshit. And it's all just people voicing their opinion without ever putting anything through to act. So let me just kind of put it to you guys like this. If Chapek was so inclined, let's say he was a liberal. He's not. He's a conservative. He actually gave money to Kevin McCarthy. He's given money to other conservatives. That's his right as an American citizen. I just strongly disagree with it, but he's done that. So it's like, but his job, like I was telling this to RJ, if he wanted to he could use the company's position, their political position, being one of the largest employers in the state, if not the largest employer, I think, in the state. They could back a candidate for governor. They could back a liberal progressive who will want to bring all the job
put pressure on them and say, hey, we're not gonna, like, I don't think they do filming in Florida. That's kind of the big difference. I'm
they
not
don't
sure
do. They have the theme park. It's
they could say like, hey, we're gonna, like, I don't know, not give you as much money investment from our thing. I don't know what they could do. Like, it's kind of a weird thing because Florida is a really big part of their business because, again, Disney World's there.
Yeah,
you have all those theme parks. It's like they're just now building the Galactic Star Cruiser, which whatever,
that just launched. And I watched a 28-minute video about it from Disney Food Blog, and like the way they described it, it made it look a lot better for me, but I'm still not going to pay that fucking money. I'm sorry. I'll wait a little while, you know?
I do like the Disney Food Blog channel, actually. It's very nice. It's comfort. It's like comfort.
It is. It's cozy content, comfy content here on YouTube. Yeah. If you don't want to get the doom and gloom of the war in Ukraine and Snyder fans that are like pro-justice, but pro-Putin, it's very odd.
Oh, I saw that. That was disgusting.
Very disgusting. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But no, get back on track though. I mean, like, you have a lot of Disney employees speaking out. You have screenwriters. You have people who work, especially in the animation department. And let's be fair here, right? I love Dana Terrence, who's the creator of the Owl House. She's a great creative. I think she's really smart. She's really funny. She basically put out a tweet basically saying, hey, I'm not going to make Disney look good anymore. I'm going to host my own charity stream on Twitch or whatever, which is like, cool. Good for you. Right. And like a lot of these creatives are speaking out saying this is bullshit. And let's be fair here. A lot of the LGBT community has bolstered Disney a lot. They've supported Disney a lot. Like, the LGBT community is huge for Disney in terms of, like, they make up a lot of their audience, right? Howard Ashman, who basically almost saved Disney in the 90s, was a gay man. Like, this is a company that has been kind of like done. But I'm not saying like just gay people, but I'm saying like they've been a big part of their business model forever. And like,
well, gay people, I don't want to act like they're like a monolith or anything. They're normal people. I feel like it's so weird to kind of like lump them in that category when they're just like,
No, they are just normal people
who just want to go to the park. But I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
Ostracize that community that supports you financially. It's weird.
But also in regards to the entertainment space, there's a lot of LGBT people in entertainment. One of my all-time favorite moments was when I was on a temp job off of Sunset Boulevard, working for an accounting firm, and I'm there with these two guys who were very, very openly, flamboyantly gay. And we're talking about concerts, and I told them, oh yeah, I've seen Spice Girls in concert, and I've seen Kylie Minogue twice in concert. And they just looked at me, and one of them guys went, oh honey, you're gayer than we are. And it's like, because it's like, it's just, but no, it's there. Like, the gay community is awesome. Like, I love the gay community. It's, and I get it. This is something that I feel like is not the place of the school if they're going to step in and do something. But when it comes to,
I guess my thing is like, it just comes across hypocritical because, for example, the Owl House, I know you don't watch it, Charbo, but it features a bisexual main character and a lesbian love interest, right? And they got together in the second season, right? It was a really big deal. Now all of a sudden the show gets canceled, right? And it's just like, okay.
Well,
and it's like
Disney also has a tendency of canceling things at their second or third season. So
I know, but I'm just saying, like, the fact, and you have the Beauty and the Beast thing with LeFou, and you have the Star Wars thing, and then you have the Eternals thing, which is probably the most overtly gay thing they've done maybe in a while. And they keep promising the representation's coming, guys. The representation's coming, and it's mostly the animated departments doing it. I know there's apparently going to be like a gay character in the Lightyear movie, all this and that. Like, the animation department's trying to step it up a little bit. But
well, they're also, but they also, again, see, this is where we get into, this is where we have to look at this here from like a global perspective. All right. So it's like in Russia, no gay content. Saudi Arabia, no gay content. In parts of the world, no gay content. So, and these guys, again, as a business, have to start trying, they have to find a way to put this content out that is going to make money, because that's the ultimate goal. Couldn't it be argued,
though, that by appealing to like the LGBT community, they can get that money to make up for it, though?
I mean, isn't the LGBT? Hold on here. I believe like, I don't know the full
No, I
statistic
mean, like I said,
for.
I'm just. I mean, I'm not saying to make up for like
Okay,
kind of
how
like
many
because like
gay
Russia's
people are in
box off.
the
Yeah,
U.S.?
right. Because Russia's box office, like max, you typically get about like 40 to 45 million. That's like the top grossing movie in Russia. I think is like from America's like 40 to 45 complete total. So
True.
it's
I mean,
like
well, no,
it's not too big of a financial dent to lose on.
sure, but if you add on, you have Russia, and then you have, let's say, Chechnya, which I don't know if that's in Russia control, but it's predominantly a Muslim country that is very loyal to Russia. You've got Turkey, Muslim country, Saudi Arabia, fucking like Lebanon. You've got a bunch of these countries. This is not just one country. It's also countries in Africa, where you've got
then
this
why
as well.
then if that's the case, if they want to appeal to those people from a business perspective, which I guess that's their right because they're a corporation, they can do that. Then why keep making promises to the LGBTQ community that you're going to increase
It's
your
all
representation?
because it's representation here. So I just looked it up. According to the 2020 census, or at least maybe a new poll that came out in 2021, the LGBT representation or LGBT people in this country make up about 5.6%. So that's a relatively, I mean, comparatively speaking, the African American community, I believe, is 13%. And, so and I think like trans community is like 0.03% or something. It's very small as a whole. There's like 330 million of us here, So there's like, if you look at it from that perspective, they, because Disney will just pay lip service and they'll do it here in the States, but they won't do it they make it so they can cut it out in other countries. Remember the LeFou thing got yeeted in Russia, and all there was a glance.
It was a glance and like a little dance at the end.
It wasn't like, that guy bent Josh Gad over and gave him, an oil change or whatever. Like nothing like that happened.
But that's the problem. Like they just do like look at the Rise of Skywalker. It's like a quick kiss in the background during the celebration. You
can cut that scene out. You can easily cut it out. Yeah, I don't like it, but that's, I mean,
no, I know, but like if you keep promising that gay characters are going to be like major characters, remember Kevin Feige's like, don't worry, there's going to be gay main characters going forward,
and they'll be cut out of international releases. They'll be cut out.
How's it going to work though if it's a gay main character?
Because you cut out the gay. That's how you do it. You cut out the references to gay. You can alter the dialogue. That's going to come in through subtitles. Or when they get dubbed, you have the actors dub it in dub another piece of dialogue. It happens all the time. Look at like Crunchyroll and Funimation, right? When they dub anime. How many times have they added in like whole other different plot points?
I know that happened at least once, maybe twice.
There was one where they added in.
Yeah, that was the Dragon Maid anime. They added that line about what was it, male.
No, there's a Gamergate reference in one of those dubs.
Oh, I think that was either Dragon Maid or another one. I know Dragon Maid. They brought like the character brought up the patriarchy or something. It's just like
something like that, right? But they can do that. If they do that here, they'll do that in other countries as well. Because there's different like decency laws in other countries, and that's kind of the whole point. Where Chapek,
I guess so.
I'm not saying I agree with it.
Though. It's going to get to a boiling point because there is a lot of people within the Walt Disney Corporation who are a part of the LGBT community who are trying to make art, and they want to make the art that appeals to them, and they feel like they want their voices to be heard too.
I understand that, but at the end of the day, if you go like, well, okay, how many of them are going to quit or go on strike? Because this is how if you are a collective workforce that feels like your voice is not being heard, we are seeing at this point in time in this country a massive unionization effort on a lot of different communities. And I know in LA, especially when it comes to the entertainment industry, unions are everything in the industry. So it's like, are they going to go and are they going to strike? Are they going to threaten to strike if this doesn't happen? I mean,
some of them are already doing their own fundraising events and
but that's not a collective strike. That's not there. That doesn't put the screws to Disney. That doesn't do anything other than like, it looks good on a splashy headline and good for them for raising the money, but it's not going to change public opinion. If you want to change public opinion, it takes a lot of time to get there. And it does take a lot of very public things to do. I mean, look at the George Floyd thing. Not that I'm comparing the two, I'm using it merely as an example. Police reform is a massive issue in this country. All right. And so when that whole situation happened, people turned out in droves. We had months of protests. As a result, there has been some change, not a lot in certain places, that have reflected the results of those, constitutionally granted rights of freedom of assembly. So are those things going to happen here? This is the problem with social media, is because this is not real life. Twitter is not real life. If these people want there to be change, they've got to get out on the fucking streets.
No, I agree. It does take protests. It does take action.
It does take it. And it's not hard. Like, look, Chapek, if anything, like, I don't see him lasting very long. I don't think, look, I know people like Cameron Pasha like to argue that Chapek is the apprentice to Susan Arnold. And I'm pretty certain at this point, like, someone's going to go, the Carlyle Group is controlling Disney through Susan Arnold. Blah, I don't fucking know what they're going to say over there. But a lot of people who are big fans of Disney, they can bitch and moan all they want, and they will, and they should, because it's their voice and they have the right to express it. But social media is not where you do it. Or, well, I don't want to say it's not where you end it. How about that? And it's going forward that they're going to have to figure out a way to actually make this thing. Because I don't like this bill. I think it's ridiculous. It's going to fucking pass. Probably, it's going to pass. Yeah. Probably. Not even a probably. It's next week. It will be signed into law. And that is part of how fucked up Florida is. And so here's the thing. Disney right here. Disney has close to 80,000 employees in Florida. All right. And as it continues to move most of its Southern California based jobs, not fully dedicated to Disneyland and its parks. All right. So that's bringing in a shitload of new liberal people. Most of those people from Cali are going to be liberal. Let's be fair. And so if those 80,000 employees if they're upset about this, then they're the ones who need to go out there and strike, because that's where you get the change. And if California people want to start striking right now and get that attention and maybe inspire others to come out, then that would be a good thing too. But otherwise, it's got to be in Florida. That's really what it boils down to.
The change has to occur at the state level in Florida.
Well, it's true. And Jess here says, and thank you, Jess, by the way, for this. In this day and age, people want immediate change. The civil rights movement took years and decades to get change. It's very true. The problem, though, is with certain parts of our country and certain parts of our culture, there has been this, like, first it was critical race theory. That was a big one. That was a big one going in, that people thought was going to be the leading into the 2022 election, right? That was going to be the big argument that the Republicans are going to be able to use. And many of them are still trying to argue CRT until you just go, hey, can you explain CRT to me? And their heads pop because they don't have an answer to that question.
Can you explain what it actually is?
It's a higher education discussion about race. And even I can't fully explain all that it is, but it doesn't get taught to your 5-year-old in school. That much is confirmed. But they turned it into a boogeyman. And since the elements of the left, a lot of it too is just what people see on social media and they see on TikTok, and they see these people that look different from them, and they want to teach these kids about, like, being non-binary or being gender expressionary or all these things, these children that maybe should have those discussions to some extent, but people freak out because they never had that when they were growing up. They never had those conversations. It was very binary when they were kids, boys and girls, blue and pink. That was it, right? Pants and skirts. That was it. It was never whatever. When I was in high school, there was like one bisexual kid in my class, and he was and that was an enigma. That was an enigma to so many people, because, if he was gay, you'd understand it, right? If he was straight, you'd understand it. But you're going like, hold on, he likes both? How the fuck does that work? Because it was not a talked about thing very much back in the 90s, at least not in suburban Oregon high school. But now it's much different. Kids out there today, they hear all these terminologies and they kind of pick which one they think they identify as in the time. And I think that's a whole other discussion, but I don't know if I don't know who's going to be the right person to teach these kids. That's what it boils down to. Parents, these conservative parents, don't want to have that discussion about societal changes, right? And so they don't ever want to go down. It makes them uncomfortable. That's the big reason why this is happening, because they don't have the social emotional learning to be able to have those discussions with their children because they never had those discussions when they were kids. And so they freak out over that shit.
You know what
It's
makes this
really what it
even
boils down
more
to.
funny and ironic? There's a
What's that?
Disney movie releasing this Friday. It's all about puberty, sexual identity, all this and that, via the metaphor of turning into a red panda.
What did I say though? What did I kept making that joke that turning red is a metaphor for period. And
And
then
it
like
actually is, apparently.
apparently it is. I'm all like, I get it. That's Aunt Flo, baby. Right? Because like I saw the new trailer with all the aunties. Have you been able to control the panda yet? It's all like, you know. And then I look at my
Pixar knew what they were doing.
yeah. Well, I look at my two kids and I'm just like, oh, I'm not looking forward to the day that happens.
Apparently, yeah, Grace Rain, I watched her review because I was just curious. I clicked on it. And she was talking about, yeah, this movie's really mature. I was kind of surprised, and like not in a bad way. She liked the movie, but she said this is like a very like teenage adult oriented Pixar movie. It's like I thought at one point they were going to talk about female pleasuring, like females pleasuring themselves. I'm like, what the fuck, Grace?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Disney Pixar movie, they're going to talk about females pleasuring themselves.
Oh, horny ass Toronto and kids from the 90s.
Oh yeah, it is a Canadian movie too.
It's Canadian. It's Canadian. Yeah, it's Canadian. Right. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. I mean, I want to see it. Really. I think it's gonna be a really solid movie. I think it looks pretty funny.
It's Pixar. Pixar's always solid.
It's
just really funny that kind of movie that's coming out right now, because apparently that's the kind of movie that's going to make it really uncomfortable to have the conversation about sex with kids.
Yeah.
In terms of this, like, okay, the puberty conversation, right? It's like that's a movie all about puberty, right? So it's gonna be like 13-year-olds watching the movie, they got to have the talk with the parents,
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you kind of have to ask yourself, like, is it, who should be having these conversations with the kids? Should Disney put out a movie that's like unapologetically horny, according to that one girl who saw it, but
Wait,
hey, who knows?
What?
They said, we talked about this last week. One of the women who reviewed it called it unapologetically horny.
The hell does that even mean?
I don't fucking know.
It's about I know it's a red panda movie.
It's about puberty. It's about the emotions. Puberty,
but
I mean, well, let me ask you this then, not to get too personal, but when you hit puberty, like how often were you, kind of like, doing your thing? Because, again, it's all about body change, body exploration, figuring out what you like. We go through a lot of changes at that time and people got to figure it out. You're not done growing. You're not done growing once you like hit puberty. Just because you get like one sprout of hair on your nutsack don't mean you a man. You guys still got to figure shit out.
True.
It's like you're going to figure, it's like you go like, all right, so like, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. It's a lot of experimentation. Some of it's weird and should never be talked about in a public setting. Don't worry. I'll tell you guys some stuff. No, you don't want to hear about me, but you could probably already kind of guess. And it's just saying, it's like, it's a,
yeah. Like I said,
man,
it's just so ironic that this is the movie that comes out the week of this whole controversy. It's just really, I guess it just worked out that way,
Yeah, no, it did. It did. Look at Music Man here says, I'm figuring shit out even right now. Exactly. I don't know how old you are, Music Man, but you never know what you like. And there's a lot of, a lot of shit with it. It's always an evolving conversation. It's always an evolving experience. To kind of just wrap it back around to the Chapek thing, to kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
Like I said before, Chapek is in a position where his job is to protect the business. He is a conservative. He is afraid that the company has been seen as being too liberal, and he thinks that looking at the backlash from the right,
he wants to appeal back to like he wants to appeal to everybody. He wants to appeal to liberals and conservatives. He wants to get all political parties invested in Disney.
And the problem with that, here's the thing: I'm okay with that. I actually think that's okay. I think that's the better move. That you're not alienating anyone. You're serving up a product. You know what I mean? And so you have to think of it from that perspective. Not to say don't have representation. I also feel my personal take on representation is just fucking do it and shut the fuck up about it. You know what I mean? Like, if you want something to be treated as normal, guess what you do? You present it as normal. You treat it as normal. This is what causes people. This is what I learned after all the years of like arguing against SJWs and then now anti-SJWs, is they freak out on like something that gets a public spotlight, even if it's the most minuscule and redundant thing. They will freak out on it because it puts this spotlight and this attention, and then they make up their own narrative surrounding it. If you want gay people to be seen as normal in conservative America, just have gay people exist. Treat them as normal. You know a show that was really good about this back in the 90s even? Roseanne.
Oh, yeah, Roseanne, yeah.
Tons of gay characters in Roseanne. Tons. All throughout the show. I've watched Roseanne as a series. I've watched it at least 6-7 times all the way through. I love Roseanne. They tackled subjects. They tackled racism. They tackled sexism. They tackled emotional abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse. They tackled all of these issues, but they did it in a way that was down home, that was appealing to the middle class, to middle America, who may not see these issues, who may not talk about these issues, but doing it in a way through a lens that they could relate to. And I'm not saying that they fucking changed the world or nothing, but what I'm pointing out is, like, you treat it like it's normal, because in your day-to-day life, this shit is practically fucking normal. You just don't ever talk about it because you don't have a reason to.
Yeah, I get that. So what you're saying is we need to have more movies with girls turning into giant red pandas.
Sure, yeah. I'm just waiting for somebody to do an elevator scene from The Shining mashup with Turning Red.
No. Audio commentary. Oh my god. No, instead of like the blood and The Shining, though, it's just a bunch of red pandas coming out of the elevator.
I mean, to be fair, it would be less messy.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like, it's a metaphor. I want to see it, because like I was a kid in the 90s. I wasn't in Toronto, I was in Portland, but it's,
I think the movie takes place in the 90s too.
It does. I think it takes place like in the late 90s, a couple years beyond me on that front, but it's like, her love of like that boy band. It's like, I remember the love of NSYNC and like A-Town and fucking, got Backstreet Boys and whoever the fuck Nick Lachey was with. O-Town.
All I remember is the era of like Justin Bieber and Big Time Rush, like in terms of boy bands is what I remember. But I was a guy. I wasn't really paying attention to like the boy band craze in like the early 2000s.
Oh, so. You don't remember? Oh, you weren't around for the New Kids on the Block craze. That was even before me a little bit, and but I remember it pretty well. Yeah, NKOTB, baby.
Yeah. Hey, I like this.
You don't even know who they are, do you?
No, I don't know.
Oh, ever hear like the right stuff? I just know the Weird Al version of that. Mostly know the Weird Al version, the white stuff. It's not about jizz. It's not about jizz. It's actually about the creamy center of an Oreo. Oreo. What's in the middle? The white stuff.
Yeah. And Anthony Cheeseman, I've not seen Sean Chandler's review. I do like Sean Chandler as a reviewer, though, and as a YouTuber. I don't think he could ever be as bad as Ben Shapiro. So,
who is Sean Chandler? I don't know.
He's a YouTube channel. I think he's a decently sized channel. He's like one of the newer movie reviewers in the block. He's a good guy, though. Genuinely.
Okay.
So, like I said, I don't think he could ever be as bad as Ben. I haven't seen his Turning Red review, though. I know he didn't care for the movie, though. So.
All right, the Mad 1306 here drops Hanson. I still think the middle one's a girl. I've never not thought that the middle Hanson was not a girl. They dressed the middle Hanson in the Bop video. They dressed the middle Hanson like a girl, like with a cardigan sweater and like a shawl or whatever. I was like, who is that? Like I was watching, Bop, right? And you're like, oh yeah, this is not gonna make me want to die. Everyone gives Nickelback shit, all right? But we had to fucking live through Hanson before that. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
And yes, Rational, I have heard of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, yes.
Loving Marky Mark growing up, man. There we go on that one. All right, Matt here says, right, I thought it was a girl too. There we go. You and Quagmire both. Well, it was one of those things, where a lot of people were asking those questions back in the day. Let's see. Rishi here says Sean's main problems with Turning Red was that it was made for a specific demographic and niche fan base, which wasn't him. Well, I can understand.
Well, he's
that.
like a 40-year-old guy, and it's a movie about.
But I'm a fucking 40-year-old guy. It's
well, yeah,
like
I know, but it's like
girls in the 90s, man.
Yeah, but if you're not like glued into that, it's just it might not appeal to you. It's not like okay.
Well, yeah, I've never had a period.
The only complaint I've heard is that
had a hemorrhoid though.
Oh my god,
itches.
But
it also bleeds.
Yes.
So I have some understanding.
Well, yeah, it can relate to the blood. Wait, so when you get a hemorrhoid, does like a red panda come out?
No, part of your intestine does. I wish I was kidding. Like, be careful when you get a squatty potty. Ever since I got a squatty potty, no more hemorrhoidal problems.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Wow. I lost my. I was gonna make a point. Now I can't because I lost my train of thought. Thank you.
Sorry. Anyway. Yeah, sorry. We can move on actually. Now that we've done that here.
Yes.
There was a super chat though from Tim.
Another one from Ryan Hartwell.
Yes. Oh yeah, Ryan here says real quick, can't wait for your Turning Red video. Yes, I'm actually going to start focusing more on reviews as well as the Hollywood After Dark for this channel. So that will be up on probably Friday or Saturday. I'm going to watch it Friday and then probably watch it a bunch. But anyway, Tim here, $2, man, thank you, says, I missed the Batman talk. Your brief thoughts. Loved it.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, like, yeah, that's definitely probably the easiest thing I could say about that right now. But I would say if you head over to Patio Commentary here on YouTube, youtube.com/Patio Commentary, there's a 47-minute episode about the Batman, which gives my thoughts on it. So 47 minutes talking about it. But I will say that all things considered, it is definitely an amazing film. Great job done by Matt Reeves. The more I think about that movie, the more I like it. The more
it does get better on subsequent rewatches, which is rare for a movie. Typically, it's like, oh, it gets a little weaker every time you rewatch it and revisit it. No, this one gets better.
It does, because there's a lot there. Like, I love reading the takes on Twitter that are like people that are like, they don't get it. I mean, and I don't mean that to be mean.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. I wanted an emo Bruce Wayne. He wasn't emo. What the fuck? You guys didn't even live through the emo phase. All right. Like I had to watch the horror, and RJ, I mean this, the horror of the emo phase turning into the scene kid phase. Okay. I have never wanted those fucking antisocial kids to shut the fuck up more than when they all put hair bumps in their hair and a guy liner. And, you know
what it is? When they see Robert Pattinson as Batman and Bruce Wayne, they think of the goth kids from South Park. That's what these people think of. I don't know why, but they do.
Yeah, it's very odd. And I love the goth kids from South Park. You know, they're always fun to watch in the show. Oh my God. Bradley here says the foxtail phase is terrifying. Yes, it was. God, I hate. So there was a time, for some reason, where it was, I mean, I don't want to say that it was fashionable, but I mean, it was something that was happening where people would wear like foxtails. It's kind of like proto-furries.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. You're like, if you see somebody with a foxtail, you probably could tell that
was a big thing in like middle and high school, especially.
Yeah,
a couple of kids who wore the foxtail. Yeah, like they would cling them to like their belts or something. It's like, what?
It's kinda. I view that as a gateway drug to being a furry. And once you yiff, you never come back from that. Like you're just.
Please never say the word yiff again. That word makes me cringe so much.
Hey man, there's a term that comes out of 4chan with that, right?
I don't want to know.
It's basically, I can say the first part of it because the second part would get me canceled again. So it's just, if you ever meet a furry, just say yiff in hell. All right. Like that's about it. Did you ever see? I am not a furry fan. It's so weird for me, whatever, but I will say this. I love a good pun. Okay. I love a good pun. The Vancouver, British Columbia Furry Convention is called Vancouver.
Jesus Christ.
I unironically adore that name. I think that's one of the funniest puns I've ever heard. I'm an idiot. I fully acknowledge that. But I laughed my ass off like when I first saw that for the first time. And then also they had during the Syrian refugee crisis, Canada was bringing in a whole bunch of Syrian kids. And they put them up in the hotel at the convention center at the same weekend that Vancouver was happening. So all of these shell-shocked and culture-shocked Syrian kids leaving a war zone and coming to the Great White North, they encountered a whole bunch of dudes in wolf costumes for the first time. But I will say, to the furries' credit, they were very welcoming. There's a lot of pictures of them like hugging the kids and like, spending time with them. And if they've done their due diligence, then that's, I can't really complain about that. But at the same time, it's still funnier than shit.
Yeah, well, to put a nice cap on all this, going back to the furries, I mean, Pixar, they made a movie. What if toys had feelings? What if bugs had feelings? What if cars had feelings? And now we get, what if furries had feelings?
Yeah, what if you know what one of my favorite things was, RJ, you brought up the Toy Story thing. There was did you ever see Mad TV?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Did you ever see this one right here?
Oh no.
She's not getting into vinyl.
And I'm still fat.
Where am I gonna find another job? I'm not exactly a throw pillow.
Okay. I know everybody's upset because Dominique is getting a new sex toy.
Hey, Woody man, she's not gonna play with us no more.
Sacre bleu.
I don't want to go back to San Francisco.
San Francisco? We're gonna end up in a conjugal visit trailer in San Quentin.
San Quentin? Where? When?
Everyone calm down. There's nothing to worry
Jesus
about.
Check the
Christ.
bed, man.
Hi, I'm Buzz Lightouch.
Who are you?
I'm Woody, and you're in my spot. I'm Dominique's favorite sex toy.
Oh, really? Move over, buddy. You're about to be replaced by the real thing. What? Can't you see? I'm the real deal.
By the way, that's Phil Lamar
Oh, as Buzz?
as Buzz. Yeah.
That's great.
So I don't want to show the whole thing because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get yelled at by YouTube for that one. But yes, that is Sex Toy Story as brought to you by Mad TV back in 1997. So that clip
was
is 25 years old.
97?
Yeah, 97.
Holy shit.
The watcher here says, of course Matt would find this. What are you talking about? I watched it live when it aired for the first time.
Where did Mad TV air again?
Mad TV aired on Fox back in 1997 through like 2000 and I think like 12 or something. It went on for a while, but the later seasons were just terrible. It went to CW.
Well, it's Cartoon Network. Late Night Cartoon Network or something like that, I believe.
No, that was the animated version I think you're thinking of.
Mad TV, right?
They did Mad TV animated?
There's an animated version of Mad TV that was like for teenagers. Like it was like really edgy jokes for teenagers.
Teenagers like aren't gonna get like the Alfred E. Newman. Oh my god, man, that's. I remember reading Mad and reading Cracked.com, Cracked when I was a kid. Those I used to get them every month. I'd read those. Those were great. Hold on, Music Manager says I've never seen this and I watch Mad TV a lot, dude. That's from the first season of Mad TV. That's from the very first season of Mad TV. Reed, I see your super chat. We'll if we have time tonight, we'll get to that to check out the top 5 Marvel deaths. If I don't want to go too long with everything that we watch, but there's that. Hondo here says these Zoomers are thinking of Robot Chicken. Yeah, kinda. I used to watch Mad TV all the goddamn time. So great show, awesome show. But all right, while you're thinking of that real quick, we got 91 people in here. We had over 100 a little bit ago. If you guys haven't already, slap the like. That'd be fantastic. Thank you all very much. I appreciate that. If you guys want to help support the channel. Also, this is something that came out today. Just wanted to touch upon that. The new Predator movie, Prey, is confirmed to take place in 1719.
Yeah, it takes place. It's going to be about a Native American woman being hunted by a predator.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
the
actually
first predator on Earth.
First
yeah, and
predator
it's
on Earth.
directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who did 10 Cloverfield Lane.
And it's a Hulu exclusive.
Yes. Well, yeah. And then yesterday there was the news of the Alien movie.
Going to
That's
Hulu
exclusive
as well.
going to Hulu, so you can kind of tell what Disney's doing with these franchises.
Well, 20th Century Studios president did say that there will be 3 theatrical and like 10 to 15 Hulu.
Well, that doesn't mean much though, because one of those theatrical movies, like the next 5 years, will be an Avatar sequel. So that leaves only 2 other theatrical movies a year.
What do you mean the next 5 years? It's this year, and then it's 2024, and then 2026, and then 2028.
That's my point, though. One of the movies is going to be Avatar.
Every other year.
And then, like in 2024 or 2026, it's going to be Deadpool. So like that's like one movie.
Although I don't know though, because I saw some speculation online from some movie pundits that they think Disney might be bold enough to make Deadpool 3 a streaming movie. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Whoa, that's leaving money on the table.
I know, but there's some speculation they might be doing that. I don't think they should. I don't think they will either. But there was some speculation going around that to solve the issue about how they release it and how they market it. You just make a streaming movie, which I think that'd be a massive mistake. But
yeah, that's a very massive mistake because both Deadpools have made 780 plus million in the box office. So that's a massive mistake to put it on just a streaming platform.
Yeah, it's very that's
that'll be a massive
that might be Bob Chapek for you right there.
Well, yeah, that might be a conversation worth having another time, but is this something interesting to bring up in regards to them making Predator and Alien streaming franchises now?
Yeah, okay, so I kind of understand it because they might, theatrical going forward is going to be tough. Not everything is going to be the Batman, which we should talk about here in a second, but it's I don't know. Hold on here. McLeod says, weren't the Predators on Earth in 1715 as well? That's where the flintlock pistol given to Danny Glover.
You can easily retcon that to where it was 1719. So
yeah. I mean, like you could easily say that, or like
it's only a 4-year difference.
They'll probably
like, what they're saying about this movie is like the first Predator, like to land on Earth, not the first Predator movie to take on Earth, but the first Predator movie to land on Earth. Because I don't think I'm confused.
Yeah, that's a little contradictory there. Because the pistol was from 1715. This is in 1719.
Yeah, because he said it. Yeah, because he said this is the first Predator movie that landed on Earth. But either way, they would have got that pistol because they went to Earth during the 1700s.
Right.
Yeah. So it is definitely that. But all right here. So yeah, I want to see it. When does it come out here?
I think it's like in April.
Yeah.
Is
it April? No, it's just summer.
Okay, so
and then
no date
Fede Alvarez is going to be doing the Alien movies. That should be pretty cool.
Where's the goddamn Neil Blomkamp movie though?
That's the one I really want, but that's not the one we're going to get, man. Unfortunately, we can't always have what we want, but we are going to be getting apparently a God of War television series coming.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised it's a TV show, not a movie. But I think it'll serve it better.
There's enough story there to turn it into a limited series, though.
I guess, but where do you start? Do you start in the Greek era, or do you just jump right to Norse?
You jump right to Norse, man.
I think that might be a mistake, though, because I think if you do Greek first, or if you do the Greek mythology stuff first, then Norse, you can expand it. Because everyone's going to be waiting for you to get to the Norse storyline.
Well, with Ragnarok on the horizon,
though, the build-up, though. The Greek stuff is the build-up.
It is the build-up on that one, and it would be cool to see. But I feel like God of War 2018 had the highest emotional resonance with the audience, and Ragnarok on the horizon, again following more in line with the Norse mythology, feels like that would be the easiest stuff to adapt. Plus, also with Vikings on Netflix, and like Viking kind of stuff is in, like Nordic stuff is in. There's not really a big craze for like the Greek mythology. Or
I get because think about this too, though. They're making the Percy Jackson series Disney Plus, and that's Greek mythology. I mean, Greek mythology is still popular. I think it's more popular than Norse, personally.
It is. It like Greek mythology is big because like everyone is into like that stuff right now. Like it's
Well,
been
I
a
think
big hype thing since.
Well, I'll
like,
say this.
2012.
If the Percy Jackson doesn't fully scratch that itch, because again, that's aimed at a YA audience. So it's aimed at a younger audience, and God of War is going to be aimed for an adult audience, right? So it's all
True.
like, you sit there going like, all right, kids, why don't we watch the latest episode of Percy Jackson? Yay, Dad, thanks. We're totally going to watch the Adventures of Percy. Okay, now go to bed, children. Well, okay, honey, what do you want? Let's fucking watch God of War where you tear my shirt off, play with my titties, and jump on my dick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, fucking Kratos, bitch. I had caffeine tonight.
Yeah,
I had caffeine. I had a fair amount of caffeine. I also slept until like 4 o'clock today too. So took my nap. I got a little bit longer of a nap.
But they do have an incest relationship in Percy Jackson with Percy and Annabeth.
It's not incest.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god, you are.
Wait, hold on.
His daughter
Jesus.
is having a relationship
Jesus Christ, Caden. Are you serious right now?
Wait, hold on. Is that Alexander Daddario's character from the movies?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I allow it.
He's wrong though, because it's not incest.
Yes.
What would it be? I mean, are they?
It's not incest because
cousins.
they're not cousins either.
Yes, they
Okay,
are.
hold on.
they're
Okay,
not.
wait,
It's
hold on.
magic, and they're gods and they're demigods.
Hold on,
not
but
even like the
wait.
actual parents,
We
not
have,
the
but there's a
parents.
family tree, RJ. Let's go up the family tree because eventually, some of these family trees they stop having branches. So let's look at this here. All right, so Zeus is a progenitor of all this, right? Zeus is the guy. He's the father of the gods. His son Poseidon. All right,
Not his son, his brother.
his brother Poseidon.
Yeah.
No, it's.
I thought it was his. I thought.
No,
Okay,
no,
whatever.
Poseidon's
Fine.
Their father is Kronos. The father of time is their father. I know it's not something new in
Okay. So what you're saying is okay, fine. Brothers here, okay. So what you're saying is Annabeth and Percy are first cousins.
Hold on. Pull up the last sane one's comment because that's all you need. Caden is so wrong on this.
Okay, it says here Annabeth is Athena's daughter and Percy is Poseidon's son. They are second cousins at best. It's literally called out that the gods do not have.
No, there's no.
Oh, do not have DNA.
There's no blood relationship between any of the demigods.
But that doesn't. I mean, like, okay. So then what we're talking about here is a zero likelihood of flipper babies, but there is still like that, like family reunion awkwardness.
If you want to make it awkward, I guess, but there's no. He's wrong to call it incest. Cancel Caden.
No, cancel.
Well, I mean, wait, Percy's half human, right? And Annabeth would be half human as well.
Yeah,
they're all demigods. They're all
right. So I mean, like, if they don't have DNA, like how do you not have DNA if you're half?
They're
human?
not related to each other.
They're kind of related to each other.
The gods have no DNA. There's no DNA.
That doesn't mean. What does that even mean?
Babies. They don't have.
They're not related. That's the point. The point is they're not related. It's not.
They are. I mean, they're kind of related if we look at the general concept of what is a family tree.
Again, I will listen to the author and what's written in the books. Thank you.
I mean, that dude's a little. That's a little sus then if he's all like, "Well, you're not related to your second cousin." Like, are you fucking Rudy Giuliani? What the hell's going on here?
Again, Caden is trying to taint the image of this series now.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Alexander Daddario's
again,
right?
he just brought it up for no reason. Cancel Caden.
Hold on. Now I'm looking this up. Percy Jackson. Okay, hold on. Family tree. Let's see this here. Okay, the Greek gods. I want to see if this thing works. Okay, this might not be the right image there. Okay, Percy Jackson's family tree. Okay, let's see this here. All right, so you have Chaos. Okay, Pontus, Gaia, Uranus. I can't pronounce. Okay, hold on here. Let's get to Zeus. Okay, so Hera, Hestia, Demeter, Poseidon. These are all like the siblings.
And Poseidon is his dad.
Poseidon. Okay, so that's Percy's dad, and then Athena is Zeus's daughter, and Poseidon is
the brother.
Brother. All right, so I mean that's still I mean there is a lineage there.
But there's no blood relation between
Hold on.
Poseidon
Okay,
and Zeus.
RJ, I have an honest question. I have a question. I
Yes,
want an
go ahead.
honest answer. Do you have a hot cousin that you kind of want to fuck? Is that what's going on here? Like,
No.
you're just all like, listen.
He shuddered when he
In the
said- he's like,
Greek world, there's
no.
no DNA. Yeah, but we're Hispanic. But I mean, it's kind of like we're Latin, and Greek is close to Latin. So all things considered, anything is possible.
I am telling you what is.
What are you doing,
Okay.
step demigod?
Look at the bloodline. Look at what's written in the text. They're not related. Caden literally brought this up to go on a giant tangent for no reason.
Hold on here. Let's bring in an expert. Saggy. What are your thoughts about the potential incestuous relationship between Percy Jackson and Annabeth and the Percy Jackson series?
What is this, Game of Thrones?
No, it doesn't exist. Caden literally lied to the audience, trying to bring up nonsense out of nowhere just to divert the stream.
I mean, we're talking, first of all, pause. We're actually talking about what? Greek mythology, right?
Greek mythology is all incest. So
Yeah, like
It's
the
not
majority
the
of it's
same.
incest.
It's
Yes,
a
it
spin
is,
on-
RJ. They're all.
Oh
Do you
my
not know your Greek mythology? They literally teach you
You guys
this
are
in school.
you guys are so stupid right now. You're hurting my
RJ,
brain.
how are we stupid? Literally, they have incestual relationships in Greek mythology. Everybody is friggin' related, and they've had
It's not
relationships.
the
Yes,
same
it is,
thing.
bro.
Yes.
Zeus and Hera
You
literally
realize
had
it's-
children who've
hold
gotten
on,
together.
Stop. You
No,
realize
you're
this is an
dumb, bro. You're so
this
dumb,
is
bro.
an author's interpretation of Greek
I
mythology.
did
It's
that.
not
But it's based on fucking mythology, bro.
okay, but in the books, it's not incest. They
Yeah, but it's not
clarify
incest.
that.
I'm so okay. Well, it's incest. Sorry.
You guys are so dumb. Can we do a
Okay,
different topic,
Tom
please?
Nuke.
Because
Shut up, Tom
Those
Nuke.
are the last
you guys
king.
are hurting my brain so much
Good,
right now.
I
It's
We're
hope your
hurting your
brain
brain because you
explodes.
hurt a horse. You hurt a horse.
I don't care anymore. Get back to
See,
God
he
of
doesn't
War.
care about the horse, guys.
Who the hell
He's an
straight
Okay,
animal.
so here, just to make RJ feel better about his incest kink. According to Riordan?
Riordan, yeah,
Rick
Riordan. Okay, wiki here. Annabeth is Percy's first cousin once removed. I know it because Annabeth is Poseidon's niece and Percy is Poseidon's son, which makes Percy and Athena first cousins. By the way, first cousin once removed is a child of the first cousin. So like they're just trying to like, okay, but then this person here says if they had DNA, this would be true. They aren't genetically connected at all, so they're not cousins. I love the justification, right? I love the justification.
They're freaking related, bro.
They're related. Like
In the
no,
book-
I mean,
in the books, it's not incest, but in the court of law, it is.
all I'm saying is, look, now when we look at Percy Jackson,
That's
hold on, I have to look this
up.
up there. Okay, where was he born?
Oh my God.
See what you caused, Caden?
Oh, okay.
Trying to
So
be
he
funny.
was
You're in
born.
denial. He's banging his cousin, bro.
He was born in San Antonio, Texas. Okay, incest rate San Antonio.
He's really looking this up.
I am. Okay. Incest statistics. This is inside prison. All right, so we're gonna look at the incest statistics for I don't know which county it is.
This is like from a decade ago, though. It's not the most accurate one. Well, I guess.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, what is
Watcher,
this?
don't leave me. Don't leave me, Watcher. Please don't ever leave me. Why is it when I come on, Watcher wants to bounce? Like, Watcher, you're supposed to be watching.
Nobody wants to talk about incest and Percy Jackson. That's why.
All right.
It's Greek mythology.
It's a spin on Greek mythology, not the actual mythology.
There we go.
Bro, okay.
Hondo here says incestscope. Tell bro to stop shipping cousins.
Exactly.
I'm talking about the lore of the books, and I'm a
Sweet home
diehard.
Olympus.
Again, I'm a diehard Percy Jackson fan, and this slander from Caden Reed will
No,
not stand.
Okay, cry more, RJ. Cry more. Cry more. bitch.
It's just embarrassing. Caden has embarrassed himself on the stream tonight.
Oh
I'm
my
just shocked.
Greek mythology will suggest otherwise.
But it's a spin on Greek
I'm a
mythology.
Spherical Man
not
here
the
says,
actual-
don't forget that bestiality is common in Greek mythology too.
Exactly.
How many forms of animals did Zeus pose as?
Yeah, did you see the family
Bestiality
tree?
inside
Percy comments that
is
Zeus slept with a lot of people. It literally says yeah, of course we know this. Like Zeus is a party animal.
Wait, do you base your Greek mythology on Percy Jackson?
No, it's a
I
fantasy
just heard that.
series.
You should. It's based off it.
Benson asks a very salient question. What if Haley Steinfeld is already? Oh yeah, 100%.
No, I wouldn't. No,
100%.
100%.
Here's
family is family.
RJ would be like, listen, I can't think of her like that, but you know, he would never. I don't think RJ would ever sleep with her. To be fair, I don't think he'd ever get that far. Oh, 100%. Dry lake bed right there at like next to his.
So anyway, God of War is getting an Amazon Prime series.
Like here's the thing. He lives in Alabama, but his room would smell like the ocean.
Oh my God.
So anyway, God of War series coming to Amazon Prime.
That's so gross. Why are you so gross, bro? Why are we here? Why did I come on?
Why are we here?
Come on.
I thought we were going to talk about the gay agenda, and then I missed it because y'all didn't send the link.
We already talked about that.
I know. No shit. Thank you for including. Thank you for including the pansexual friend you have into that conversation, or even the bisexual friend you have. But you have RJ's dumbass here to talk about it.
Wait, RJ is not
pan?
You
had two straight men talking about the gay issues. You don't even bring anyone who's in that demographic on to talk about it.
But we didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, because we weren't talking about gay as like we were talking about the bill and the corporate structure and everything else. It wasn't like debating the morality of homosexuality. I don't know what.
Didn't bring on proper.
Why would it matter? Why would it matter if we're all in agreement of like it's stupid?
Because you need a gay person.
I don't need a gay person.
So basically,
no, because you're a closet gay.
I need a gay person to like.
No, what Saggy's saying is that she wants to be treated like the token gay person of the group.
What? So hold on. You're the token woman.
You're the token woman, the token black woman, and the token
black
gay
woman,
woman.
And the token gay black pan woman. What is this? Like the fucking oppression Olympics? Like you want a medal?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I want a badge.
Is it just going to be a gold encrusted bubble tea?
Yeah, I hate you. Stop dissing on both. By the way, how's my mic?
I would send you sound fine.
Listen, if it makes you feel better, Saggy. What's your elevator pitch take on the situation? Go. So you can feel better. What's your take?
I don't want to talk about it now. The moment's passed. Let's move on to the stupid God of War.
All right, thank you.
Moment passed.
You had an opportunity, and I gave it to you.
She got nothing.
I do got something, but I just want to.
Whatever. You just spent a couple hours roasting Jody's corner, so that was pretty good.
Well, I dropped a tea. Did you?
Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that though. I do want to stay on point here. We can talk about the lease stuff here in a few. All right. So PlayStation's flagship action adventure franchise God of War is heading to Television Prime Video's in negotiations for a live action series based on the game. So the series is. I had the popular ancient mythology themed game. I didn't want to go back to mythology because we talked about
it's word salad.
Plus it's RJ's kink. So the series adaptation comes from the Expanse
Wait, why
creators.
are you now woofing? Are you a furry too now?
Let him read.
Let him read the article.
Okay, hold on. So this is coming in from the Expanse guys and Wheel of Time executive producer and Sony Pictures TV.
I've heard very good things about the Expanse.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, those two shows have been really good.
Well, not so much Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time's kind of been more mixed lately, what I heard. But
I've heard when it was on, it was really well received. So there's that one. But here, Shifty makes a great one. Dave Batista for Kratos.
Vin Diesel for Kratos. It's about family.
No, definitely not Vin Diesel. No.
Boy,
Henry Cavill.
No, I like Henry Cavill, but not as Kratos.
I mean, the guy who does the voice of Kratos would be cool.
There's one name I heard floating around. Florian Metanu, who played Drago's son in Creed 2.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't know if he has the acting chops for it, but
he was in Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah, he was in Shang-Chi.
Razor Fist?
Yeah, Razor Fist.
I didn't really care for it. Like that was such a dumb character in that movie.
Yeah, but
but he can make a good Kratos.
I mean, yeah. If you give him proper dialogue and he's not, doesn't have a prosthetic CGI'd hand, I guess it's a little bit different. So, but look here. Here's the thing. Sony Pictures Television actually does a pretty good job. Sony as a film studio is terrible most of the time, but their television department is really good.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? You're seeing them really push things big. I mean, we just had Uncharted come out. That was a big success, right? It did very well for them. We have The Last of Us coming out on HBO sometime next year. We have Twisted Metal for Peacock with Anthony Mackie. Now we have God of War. They are really serious about getting into the entertainment business when it comes to like putting these video game properties into live action or animated series.
I was gonna ask.
My thing is, I think we're gonna get probably like another. I think we're gonna get an animated movie, and I think they're gonna do an animated like.
I was gonna ask because this has been like the age of like superhero films and stuff. Do you think that they're gonna move on to the age of video game live action adaptations? Because that's where it seems like it's going.
We're already there. We're already there.
Right, because they're doing Halo. All the stuff.
They're trying. They're trying because remember there was the video game curse where every video game adaptation sucked.
Well, they tried it with anime too. They tried it with anime. They tried to do the anime era of live action, and that just was not doing very well at all. Like I think there was a very few anime live action adaptations that were pretty well
I think
done.
The smart thing is that they're doing television shows instead of movies, because like trying to do like a video game story in like a 2-hour format typically never works. Uncharted kind of worked because that's an adventure movie. Like you could do a 2-hour adventure.
Well, they did with Tomb Raider too, and Tomb Raider I liked the first Tomb Raider. I actually like both. I like both.
I like both of them. Yeah.
I didn't like that new one.
I like the new one quite a bit because, I like the new one because it was based on the 2013 reboot, and I love that video game. So
that video, but they how did you like that, Jarbo? Did you play the game?
Oh, I beat the game on hard.
Right, but
I played that game like 5 times.
They changed the story in the live action
they
adaptation.
did. Yeah, that happens in adaptations.
They're always going to change the story.
Right, but they changed the key focus.
Yeah, they had to get. Well, yes, I'm aware of the whole thing with like the dad being alive in the movie was one thing. I thought that was
and the Asian girl. Like they didn't give her that big role. Like she was a big key to that story, and they completely deaded.
There was story. I know there was the him. I got to watch it again. I liked for what it was. All right, I liked it for what it was.
Nah, they took out that major.
Look. Jess here makes a great point. Dragon Ball Evolution is cursed. That movie was terrible.
That movie should have never existed. The fact that anyone greenlit it after reading what the script was, and they literally greenlit it was embarrassment. That was like, listen, don't even get me going. Don't get me going on Dragon Ball Evolution. I gotta do a whole stream about how much I hate that fucking movie. Explain to me why Chow Yun-Fat looked more like Master Roshi in his role in Pirates of the Caribbean than he did in Dragon Ball Evolution. Explain that logic to me.
Hold on.
Racism.
It was so much bullcrap. I'm like, y'all didn't even give him a beard or nothing.
True, though.
Like he looked more like Master Roshi in the Pirates of the Caribbean than he did in that movie, and that was like one of the many problems with that movie. That movie should have never happened.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you guys this, just to get it back on the topic for a second. Out of all these series coming out, Last of Us, Twisted Metal, or God of War, which of the 3 is going to be more successful?
God of War.
Last of Us.
Really?
Probably, yeah. I think it's going to be
because Last of Us is already filming, and it's with Pedro Pascal.
It's got a major star. It's a big brand name. Everyone loves that story. I mean, it's going to be a big.
Well, what do you guys think of this one right here? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Kratos.
He wouldn't do Amazon Prime.
Listen,
he did HBO Ballers. I mean, he's done television shows.
Very rarely, though. He's very selective.
You know what?
Because he produced that himself. It was
there was a great take about The Rock. I wanna bring up here, from Believe It or Not, our good pal John Oliver, from last night's episode of Last Week Tonight made a great commentary about The Rock. I'd like to play it for you now.
All the way to flimsy jizz analysis. Luckily, though, as pop culture has repeatedly taught us, there is a remedy for wrongful convictions built right into the system.
The fight is on appeal. It isn't over.
I'll get the conviction overturned on appeal.
Of course, I'll be appealing.
I'll appeal this all the way to the Supreme Court.
We will appeal this.
Don't say a thing. We'll appeal.
Okay, hold on, because let's just acknowledge Juliana Margulies there, because she is capital A acting in that moment, doing absolutely everything with absolutely nothing. Juliana Margulies is doing more in this 3-second clip than The Rock has done in his entire movie career. You heard me. I said what I said. Clomp, clomp, clomp. The Rock's been officially clomped.
There you go.
Oh, that's not nice, John Oliver. What did The Rock ever do to John?
I just thought that was sent to me today.
Hold on. Knowing John Oliver, it's going to lead to like a long season-running joke where The Rock shows up in like the season finale of last.
And you know what? That happens right around the time Black Adam comes out.
Oh my god!
So the season finale. I think they're off in July, maybe, and they come back in August. So it might be right around that time.
Or John Oliver wanted to voice Crypto the dog, and then
maybe. Good on Oliver. but anyway, so yeah, the God of War I think is going to do well. The people behind it seem pretty good.
Yeah. It's
either
going to
way,
come down to casting and script and showrunner and script writers and all that. Yeah.
So before we move on, a couple quick little. There's this one here from Brian, or from Ryan. Sorry, yeah, brain fart. So it says here, did you hear that Christy Carlson Romano and Will Friedle are starting a podcast called I Hear Voices, where they interview veteran voice actors and talked about the craft of acting for animation? I did not.
For telling me that, because I have to watch that. I love Christy Romano and I love Will Freddy, so I will have to watch that.
Also, hashtag New Deal for animation.
Oh yeah. Because there's been a lot of that going on right now.
Did you guys also realize that the Cuphead show was renewed for season 2 right away? That's not season 2; it's part 2.
Well, no, it's all the same season 1 renewal. It's literally they got a season order for like 52 episodes, but Netflix is claiming that like the other 26 is season 2. It's not. It's all the same order that they got.
Yeah.
So
I know, and they're using it as a way to like not pay royalties on it or something.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a fan of that myself at all, but I do. This will be interesting because for one, I do like Christy Carlson Romano. Kim Possible was a great show.
Yeah,
and then of course, you got Terry McGinnis himself.
Yeah, Will Freddy.
So check that one out. Also, real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Ryan. So Ryan told me that he sent me a package, and I went to my, he sent me, not the package you want me to send you, Saggy. So stop it. But he sent me this in the mail.
Nice and wholesome, Saggy. Jesus.
He sent me an 8-ounce Starlight limited edition Coca-Cola can. Which is, I totally forgot, is in my car. I'm letting it cool down because it gets colder outside than in my fridge. And I'm going to try it tomorrow. But he says here that astronomers have speculated that this is what space tastes like. So kind of raspberry-like. So that's what he's saying there.
I'm just blown away by the fact that you said that you're going to leave the Coca-Cola outside because it'll get colder than in your own fridge.
Also, RJ, it's Friedel. It's not Freddy.
I said Friedel.
I think I might have mispronounced it. But either way here. Thank you very much for that, Ryan. I didn't realize that's what it was. I opened up the PO box and it gave me the key to go to like the next size, right? They give you, I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm opening it up and whatever. And then it's just like this 8-ounce can and the note taped to the can. Very nice, Ryan. Thank you very much, buddy.
I'll send you a bottle of my piss and be like, it's sparkling cider.
You're like, it's grandma's peach tea, you Snyder cut hating bastard.
Someone probably would do that.
So thank you very much for that, Ryan. Also, HWAD here with $2 super test is RJ sees Haley stuck in a washing machine.
H-Barts. H-Barts. You know what you did. H-Barts. I love you, H-Barts.
Anyway,
next topic.
I said it right. Oh, okay. RJ was butchering. Okay.
Hot chick with sweet honey.
All right. Yeah,
RJ
look at
does
this here.
butcher names.
Hot chick with sweet honey mustard chicken thighs. Hey,
sounds delicious.
But you see, here's the thing with that though. There's not the extra Y, so I know you ain't flirting. All right. I may not know all young kids slang, but I at least know what the double Y means.
Yeah, you gotta do more than one Y.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Hey.
I don't get it.
Are you stupid or what?
I love this new microphone. I got Snowball. I just wanted to brag about that.
Oh, you got snowballed finally.
Why don't you get a Blue Yeti?
I don't know. I saw this thing and I was like, well, it looked cool, so I was like, I'm gonna get it. It
sounds a lot better.
Oh my god, I know. Well, I my other headset my old mic broke, it like died on me, so I was using my crappy Riggs gaming headset for a while, and I was like, all right, went to Walmart and saw it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy a new microphone.
Thank God.
Hold on. H Price over $2, man. Thank you. Says when the Riddler says, "Hey guys, I saw Mad Max." Dude,
Hey
that
guys,
part was really.
thank you for watching.
That part was
Did he-
funny. Yeah.
did
I
he
really
say,
love
"You
what
wanna
this
come on?
community
You wanna come
means
on?"
to me.
You want to come on?
My 500 followers.
No, it's yeah. You got. It's
Doesn't
we can't
Riddler
go
still have
too.
Max?
No,
in one scene, it was really funny. It was really like it just like the vibes were like very Max like.
yeah, you got to watch the Batman. It will be on
That's
HBO Max on August or
19th.
April 19th. Yeah, April 19th.
August.
But I
then I'll
definitely,
watch it in the theater. I'll
yeah,
wait for him.
I
Just
definitely am
go watch in the theater though. Why not?
There's no
Yeah.
good seats. I've been booking all weekend. All the seats. I'm not going to the theater for a 3-hour movie and sitting anywhere but the middle friggin' section in the middle row. We got recliners.
Then
I'm gonna bring a
go
blanket.
during the middle of the week.
I've tried, bro. I looked on, dude. Our friggin' entire theaters are like booked. I tried. All the best seats are taken, bro.
It's the middle of the week. Who's going to a movie at like a Monday?
We listen. We just lifted our mask mandate here, so everyone's going to the movies right now.
If it's reclining seats, all seats are good seats, and the reclining.
No.
theaters.
I want to be in the middle row in the middle section of like the thing. No, I know where I want to sit. I'm picky with my movie theaters.
Well, I get that. I do. I understand what you're
Women
talking
and their
about there.
pickiness. My God.
RJ, tell me you've never had a girlfriend without telling me you've never had a girlfriend.
Right?
Anyway,
because if you think, oh, the pickiness, you don't know the horrors, RJ.
Oh, I know.
You don't know the horrors.
I know.
Can we just talk
No,
about
you
that
don't.
comment or that
Talking
you
about
clearly saw?
What?
You did not see that comment?
Hold on.
You clearly want him to see it, so just.
Oh, there we go. Hold on, I'll read this in the voice. Can Sangy Melons have sex with Jarbo on Pornhub? It's gonna cost you a lot of money. Like a lot of money. Because I mean, like my rate isn't cheap. I mean, she is. But I'm not.
Excuse me? Excuse me? First of all, first of all, it's gonna cost a lot of money for both of us because both of us are in a relationship, but we have to talk with our partners and be like, hey, so we just got offered $1 million to have sex on Pornhub. We'll have to like split them because it's gonna be between 4. It's gotta be a 4-way payment. So that's what that's gonna be.
Who are the other two?
What do you mean a 4-way payment? Me, you, your girlfriend, my boyfriend. That's 4
Who says they get the money? They get to help spend the money, but they don't get the money.
So you're gonna have sex with another woman and not have that conversation with your girl on Pornhub, nonetheless.
Or what if all 4 of you have sex?
Whoa, RJ.
Then no one feels left out.
RJ just made this even weirder than it already started.
Well, I'm just saying, if
And
you're worried
Archie
about your
wants to
partners
probably
being
wants to
offended
film
by
it.
it, just invite them.
Also, let's just be real. Jarbo's old ass ain't keeping up with anybody.
Yeah, because I'm in it for me.
Well, you got to think too. Someone has to film it. So Caden's probably gonna have to film it. So
Hold on. This is not a marathon. It is a sprint, and I'm clearly in the lead.
Yeah, right. You'd be so winded by the fucking 3rd stroke.
Are you kidding me? Look, I might have asthma brought on by a COVID thing, but I can do it. Listen, don't underestimate.
Just bring the inhaler, Jarbo. You'll be fine.
Now, like 1, 2, 3. I'm done.
All right. Anyway, no, this is a bad conversation, and I hate all of it. But we did see here also there was a 10-month super chat from H-Barts here. Thank you, buddy. It says RJ is Velma's son.
Then who's the dad?
Or is Velma's son? I don't know if it's Velma's son or Velma's son, because the context could mean a couple different things.
Either or. I guess he means Velma son.
Yeah, RJ is Velma's son.
I forgot to re-up.
I don't know. Yeah, you forgot to re-up.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna do it.
That's right. Give me that super chat.
No. Be a member. What do you mean super chat? That's not re-up.
Oh, give him the super chat too.
Because it rhymes.
Oh, he's saying I'm Velma's son.
Oh, he is Velma's son.
Then who's the dad?
Jarbo.
No one knows. Went out for smokes, never came back.
That's the mystery that you must solve.
I guess it is.
Anyway, all right. So why don't we talk about the Batman? We haven't talked about that enough over the course of the past couple weeks.
It's free real estate. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's see here. Hold on. Spherical Manor says Saggy re-up to the lounge before you. I know. I know.
She even re-up to Max before you. That's
pretty sad.
I'm making my rounds. Leave me alone.
You know, her hands were tired.
Guys.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Thank you, Saggy, by the way. All right, so the Batman soars even higher with 134 million.
I love this headline. This headline made me smile today because
this is gonna be an awkward part for me.
Oh, it is. It's okay.
I'm mute.
Don't worry. Remember I told you, Jarbo, when we talked about this, that the numbers typically fluctuate when we get the actual Monday official numbers. Sometimes it goes up by a few, sometimes it decreases. In this case, it went up. 134? Oh, that's great. That's fantastic, actually. Remember when certain people said, we said 125? Well, it wasn't 125 either. So...
Yeah, well, 125 on the high end. And then, because remember, Box Office Pro had estimated 130 to 180, and it was over that. Even on the low end, that's still higher than Warner Brothers having that kind of conversation. I think, look, I know there's been a lot of conversation surrounding everything involving Syl. Last night, we kind of tore him apart. Again, I heard from people who are close to Mikey, and they got a kick out of the stream. So
well, that's good. I'm glad they
whatever that wants to tell you about that is one of those things. And but I know apparently they're gonna have Mikey on, and then Mikey's gonna disavow me or some shit. Whatever, man. It's fine. So there's all that. But Syl, I will say, I was looking at Syl today, man. I was looking at Syl, and I was laughing my fucking ass off because, like, flat out, there was like, you know, he was doing everything he could to wiggle around that, right? To wiggle around. But I want to talk about
spin, baby, spin.
It is, but I do want to talk a little bit about Cope, okay, and how Cope is now starting to kind of like head off, right? So we're not going to watch this video. I already watched it, but I want to kind of talk about it. So this is Skywalker the Jedi, and for one, I have nothing against Skywalker the Jedi. We disagree on a lot of this stuff, but he did this vlog tonight, which was sent to me. And he says here, fractured fan base, why Discovery must restore the Snyderverse to unite the DC fans. And this, when I say this is Cope, I say this is Cope because he starts off by talking about the fractured fan base, but doesn't, you know, says that the Pattinson fans are the toxic ones, which is exactly what Syl was trying to argue, that mentality of what Syl was saying, which is not true. As we've been learning, there are a bunch of Snyder fans that are pro-Putin and anti-United States, and that are kind of on Putin's side with this whole war with Ukraine.
Yeah, I saw that tweet. That was really bad.
And we're talking Geralt, Geralt Snyderverse.
Yeah, Geralt Snyderverse put out a really bad tweet about this Russia-Ukraine thing.
Oh,
it
and
was very
a bunch
cringe.
of the comments agreed with him.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't just I was sent a bunch of tweets last night from somebody. And I was also contacted from someone the other day who's got close ties to Zach. Supposedly, I'm not entirely too sure. They showed me some proof, but like, I don't really know like what the fuck it meant, but whatever. But they said that Zach and Debbie are aware of the crazies and do not like the crazies. At this point, though, it's kind of gotten out of their control.
Well, especially because, again, I'm not trying to invoke people's names. I'm just going to state what at least we know of. Zach and Debbie are very close to the Nerd Queens, and the Nerd Queens have gotten a lot of harassment from some of these, I don't know what they're called, the Snyder Bros, I guess. So I wouldn't blame them for being a little upset with some of these people.
Yeah. So the whole point of talking about this in general is really like, look, again, nothing against Skywalker the at all. But you know, he says in this video that he wants the fan base to be united, but he then says, like, I don't care about anything else other than getting more of the Snyderverse, and that like you can do 5, Pattinson Batman movies where he's emo the whole time, But I don't care as long as I get my Snyder steak. You guys can get your fast food. That's not uniting the fan base. You know what I mean? Like
it's the kind of rhetoric that kind of just causes more issues than not. It's like the point being made makes sense, and I kind of agree with it on principle, but it's the rhetoric I think is what the issue is.
It's a lot of cope. Let's be fair. It's a lot of cope. That's what it is. Yes.
Is this the same guy that was on was it Max's stream who was basically like, I know the industry because I know the industry because I live in LA?
Yeah. Right to Caden's face, and Caden said, I live in LA too.
Enough said.
So, but it's like, look, the thing is, I don't want to mock the guy because he's a fan, and not of mine. He doesn't like me, but like he is a fan.
He says he used to be.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people said that. They'll come back. Just saying.
No, I don't think anyone should like give this guy a hard time either.
I think
he's a young and upcoming YouTuber, and props to him.
Sure, good on him and whatnot. Here, I already liked it once on the other account. I'll give it another like here. So, the idea though is like when he talks about this, you can tell that he really does want the Snyderverse to be continued. He wants all this stuff, but the biggest problem though is like he doesn't understand how the industry operates. Right? He doesn't understand. Like again, as I keep asking. Well, but Caden, you'll agree with me on this one. Where is the money going to come from for all of these projects? Money doesn't the only way that it would work is if they decided to do what happened with fucking Joker, which they'll never do again, by the way. With Joker, because Emmerich didn't want it, Hamada didn't want it. That is true. They didn't want to finance it all themselves, so they brought in partners. And the movie went on to go do $1 billion, which meant that those partners got a lot more money than Warner's probably wanted.
Yeah, and that was a goof up on their part. They screwed that up. They should have believed more in that movie because they would have made all that money.
Which is why now this movie, Batman, the Batman, is the highest grossing weekend opener since Batman v Superman for Warner Brothers.
Is it really? Has it been that long?
Yes. We're talking 6 years.
Jesus. I remember there was a headline saying they haven't had like $100 million opening in like a number of years, but geez, it was that bad.
And the funny thing is what someone also pointed out is that what was the last movie that came out in theaters for Warner Brothers that was Tenet. And the second one and it had a big full out theaters and everything. No day-and-day release. The first one that after the whole pandemic that was no day-and-day release was another Pattinson movie. So it's
fair point.
Yeah.
He's been kind of funny. But I would argue that look, in this particular case, Skywalker runs with Sue and those guys, and you can tell the cognitive dissonance that they're all in, the coping that they're all in. And because
I think they're just in a different kind of headspace. Like they just see things so differently than
but but at this point there has to be at some point a disconnect from reality. And I think what a lot of it is what you have the desire for more because that's what he wants. And I'm right there with him. And then you've got people telling you that it's going to happen. And again,
right.
When you look at like the number 134 million is still $52 million less than BVS's opening 186, right? But the question then becomes, what's going to be the second week? Because now we have to wait for the second week. I think RJ, you said if there's a 53% drop or less than a 53% drop, it will have legs.
This is just my opinion based on what I understand about the box office. I could be wrong. I think if it's 55% or lower, then that's fantastic. I think even 60%, it could be okay. Anything higher than 60, though, that'd be a problem.
I don't see that happening, though. I really don't see that happening.
I don't see it. There's no, I don't think it's going to experience a 70% drop right now.
No, there's no competition for the rest of the month.
Yeah, typically with blockbusters, they experience about a 50 to 60% drop. This movie, if it holds really well, I think it'll probably drop 50%.
Yeah.
So even 50% is pretty damn good. If it has strong holds week to week, until it releases on HBO Max plus the Chinese release date. I know some people think it's going to hit $1 billion. I don't think it will. I think 800 to 900 million is more realistic, but you never know. It's always a wait and see kind of thing right now.
But what cracks me up about this, though, again, is people that are still trying to argue that it wasn't a weekend It wasn't a weekend opening, right? It was like, it opened on Tuesday, then Wednesday.
Yeah, that's been a take going around lately. I just don't get where they're saying that it's an inflated opening because they had Tuesday and apparently Wednesday previews. Now the Wednesdays I know existed, I just don't know where and like how. Like I want to see the totals for those. But the Tuesday thing, apparently, it was only in like 300 IMAX theaters across the country.
Yeah, it was only like 4. I think it was only like 4 million or something like that.
Yeah, it was like 4 million. Most of the business was still the typical Thursday to Friday window.
Well, in Thursday was 17 million in previews. Right.
Yeah.
So if Friday total, so you can kind of do the math. If Friday was like 50, I think 55 million for Friday. If you
I think it was like 58 for Friday.
Okay, but and that's total. That's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
So if you subtract out like the 17 million from Thursday and the 4 million from then, that's like, that drops it down to like 34 million. Whatever Wednesday had wasn't much.
Well, also, this is an important note. Typically with blockbuster movies that get released, they have their highest peak value for the weekend on a Friday. Then Saturday and Sunday gets lower. With the Batman, it actually went slightly up on Saturday.
Yeah. It did, and that was very confusing to a lot of people. That was very interesting how that whole thing played out. Because I saw people getting, I know I don't want to dwell on what we covered last night because we spent a while covering about this. But real quick here, H bars for $5, man. Thank you. Says I saw your hidden Zach rant Eddie uploaded to his channel. Yeah. That's up there. He came back in the chat last night. That was really funny. He came in and like even commented on the stream afterward. Mr. Eddie Evolution doing his thing. Like, that guy's a weirdo.
Trying to weasel his way back in.
Oh yeah. And then, Eddie commented on the stream from last night.
Eddie Evolution.
Eddie Evolution. It's just stupid bullshit. And then also H Bars here says Geralt and Mercury are not kids. I doubt it. I
They're
know
20-year-olds, man. They're 20-year-olds.
I was told that, because that's what I was told after last week. Geralt is from India. That is true. So I don't know where Mercury is from. I don't really care. But that's what I know. Like those guys are kind of dumb, and they are dumb in my mind. But anyway, this movie is definitely going to have like, I don't know if it's going to hit $1 billion, but it's definitely going to do pretty well.
Yeah, I think it's way too early to say $1 billion. I think we need to wait and see what next week is. But the movie is a success. Like it is a success. I'm sorry, it is.
But this is what I'm talking about, though, right? When I mentioned the Snyderverse stuff, has a lot to do with with what Toby Emmerich was saying last night, or saying in that interview.
Oh yeah, which got a lot of people upset.
Yeah, is that they want quality over quantity, and they want to go back to filmmaker-driven content. Which it shows me that they're kind of headed backwards. But then he also but then I've heard reports that Zaslav wants to like copy the Marvel model. And it's like, okay, we'll see how that goes. It all depends on who you put in the charge of that. But if it's true, they're going to go backwards, then that means they're going to like focus again on like whatever they're doing now with like Black Adam and the Flash and whatever. And Batgirl and Blue Beetle and all that stuff, that's going to have an eventual finality, I think. And I think in the next couple of years, they're going to wind that story down and maybe just focus straight up on like Batman type stuff.
Maybe, although again, if Zaslav is smart, I think that you build upon the Batman potentially. I think it is smart though to pursue. They need a cinematic universe. They need it. They need some kind of interconnected, woven narrative. Because I'm sorry, that's what brings in the box office. It does. Like, I agree with that assessment. Like, if Zaslav is smart, they should at least, even if it's not the DCEU or the Snyderverse, it needs to be something. Even if it's a rebooted universe, you need some kind of interconnected world.
I do believe, though, that the multiverse is dead. I do think that. I think that the multiverse...
But it hasn't even started yet, though.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. But it's already dead. Like, it's already dead. The Batman...
The multiverse is their plan, though. That's like literally, there's a background movie coming out that ties into that.
Yeah, but it's not going to, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think they're going to do it once and be done with it. Because here's the thing, if the Batman pulls in the 134 million, that's a franchise. That's a bankable franchise.
This could be a side project though, franchise, like a side venture.
That's kind of what James Gunn is doing. Like, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens, obviously, but it does feel like they are going like kind of certain directions. And look, I'm telling you guys, I do not see the Flash pulling in a lot of money. I do not see Black Adam pulling in a lot of money.
I still think you underestimate Black Adam. Personally,
dude, go. You see the movie
market.
International. Dude, come on, man. The international market for rock movies ain't that big. Not that big. We looked at the international numbers.
I understand that, but he's a superhero in this one, man. Don't underestimate the power that brings.
I know everyone. Here's the thing with
don't
that too.
underestimate the value of an ensemble cast. Because not just him.
Do you know who Noah Centineo is?
People sure as hell know who Pierce Brosnan is.
They never know who Centineo is because
that's not okay. Pierce Brosnan. If this was like coming off of like the Bond films between 95 and 2000 and I think 2, I would agree with you.
Yeah, but it's Dr. Fate, man. I mean, come on.
That doesn't mean shit.
It's Dr. Fate.
That doesn't mean shit. They're gonna get. That doesn't mean anything to most people. Most people know Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Joker. Those are your top 5. Maybe Aquaman now because it's got a bit bigger.
But it's
maybe
brand
Green
new
Lantern.
characters, and they market as
but
the Justice Society.
But again,
Justice League name value.
But when the they market. But people go, wait, hold on. Wasn't there a Justice League movie last year? What's going on with that? Oh no, that's not a continuation. Oh, that one from 2017. That's the same shit.
What about
again. When's the last time we saw him in live action was the first season of fucking Legends of Tomorrow. And even that has got a small viewership. I'm telling you, in the pantheon of what's going to make it big, you have to introduce an established character.
But I'm thinking 600 to 800 million.
I'm saying, dude, if it cracks 650, I'll be impressed. I don't see it cracking 650. And now here's the other reason why I think they fucked up. Because we've all seen the movie except for Saggy. But Saggy has seen the Super Bowl spot that had the year of DC for 2022. Right? And so what it did, it had Batman, Aquaman, fucking Flash, had all the movies.
Yeah.
75% of that shit's connected. 25% ain't. That 25% just dropped the biggest box office take home in its opening weekend since BVS 6 years ago. That's what I'm talking about. So now you have this established new Batman in an audience of people that since 2013 who've been coming to these movies know that they're relatively interconnected. And that might, Joker was not connected, and that might not be something they can replicate again. Because again, with Joker, you had the conflict, you had the controversy.
Well, that was not to knock against the film, but it was kind of a fluke. Like nobody thought it was gonna make $1 billion. Nobody. It was a very small budget drama, right? Like people thought it was gonna do okay, but not that kind of numbers. No, that was something like this came out of nowhere.
See, I love Rel here, but dude, this is. I mean, I have to ask, did you hear this from Mikey Sutton? Because I know you're over there. I'm just gonna say, I know you're on Sills. I know you're on Sills channel a lot. I know you jump around, but let me explain to you, man. Let me explain to you. If Mikey ever says that his background analytics on his website are telling you that Black Adam is big, why hasn't he written a Black Adam article since November 21st of 2021? I can tell you why. I can tell you why. Because on geekositymagazine.com, on that website, DC doesn't do shit view count wise compared to Marvel. That's why. Spider-Man does. Yeah, but that's why. DC content doesn't have the click-through rate that Marvel does.
DC stuff.
No, I mean, yeah.
Why do you think they're selling exclusives over on Sill's channel to a small audience of people? Why isn't that shit? He'd make more money if that was on his website if it's as popular as he claims. We just went through last night, spent 2 hours debunking their shit.
And also,
that's all I'm saying.
You said this 2 weeks ago as well on another stream when you showed that whole graphic of the whole thing the past couple months of Geekosity's articles view count.
Yeah, it's all dropped down. I'm not like I want to see Hawkman. I want to see Atom Smasher. I want to see Black Adam. I am not knocking the movie. I haven't seen it. What I'm saying though is that people overestimate The Rock's appeal.
I think you underestimate it a little bit.
No, I don't. I looked at it, dude. I followed his you can go and look. His 2 biggest films where he was quote unquote the headliner was both the Jumanji films. Those were his biggest ones. But that's still an ensemble based upon a previous IP.
They were ensemble movies, and what's Black Adam? An ensemble movie set in a larger franchise.
Because Pierce Brosnan is not. Pierce Brosnan is a co-star of that movie, not an equal lead. Kevin Hart and The Rock, dude. Even Central Intelligence barely cracked I think it did 260 million or something like that. You know, like, and that was The Rock and Kevin Hart. They went into a pre-established franchise and they did the movie and it came out and it did well. This is not pre-established. This is not Black Adam showing up with Superman, which is what they should do, because that's how you would introduce it.
Hey, listen, we'll see. I mean, it is connected to Shazam and Peacemaker and all this other stuff. We'll see. I'm not saying it's going to do $1 billion, but I think 600, 800 million, that's realistic in my opinion, especially if it's bolstered by the international box office, where I feel like The Rock's a bigger star, personally. That's just
all right. Well, you know, again, I want to see what's going to happen. Am I going to go opening night to go see it? Yeah, 100%. I'm not boycotting nothing. I'm just telling you guys that, like, it's confusing. I think it's confusing the way they put that sizzle reel together, because it shows you what appears to be a connected universe.
Well, yeah, and I agree with that. Well, it's like they all just feel like these little standalone movies, not something that's like part of a bigger puzzle piece.
Yeah,
because you compare like the DC trailer to like the Marvel hype trailer they released saying "Welcome back to theaters." Remember that one where they announced like all the titles and release dates and stuff?
Yeah,
it's not really the same. That same vibe, you know?
No, it's not. It's really not here. But Rational says Matt is right. People in my theater were confused by the sizzle reel and if the Batman is DCEU. And that's the problem, though, right? That's the big issue there. Thank you, Rational. Anthony here says The Rock basically saved Fast and Furious as a franchise.
He did.
He didn't.
He did. What are you talking about?
He helped the franchise, but he didn't.
Dude, he injected life into that thing, man.
He helped the franchise, but he only helped get it to the next hump. That was still him coming into a franchise.
I think he also bolstered it creatively too. Because
I'll tell you, Hobbs is a good character. I love Fast Five. But when I think about Fast Five, Hobbs is not the thing I think of the most. That heist scene at the end, they upped it. Justin Lin brought so much energy to that movie. Bringing in Gal Gadot, having Han there, bringing Han back, who was previously thought dead. As a longtime Fast and Furious fan, The Rock was not what brought me to that fucking movie. Not at all. What brought me to that movie was I had been watching the film since 2001. I really enjoyed number 4 and then rebooting it and then going, okay, cool. Now they're doing a heist movie set in Brazil.
Yeah, that's true. But Jarbo, we had to realize too, Fast 5 was like one of the first Fast and Furious movies to actually like have like widespread general audience appeal. That was what The Rock brought.
I think it helped, but I think it was enough to get it. I think it was enough to keep it going.
Most Fast fans talk about the franchise in two ways: pre-Rock, post-Rock.
No, that is not.
5 is how you
identify. If anything, it's pre-Tokyo Drift, post-Tokyo Drift.
Pretty much,
dude.
I'm just saying, people underestimate The Rock way too much.
It's not even about, but the Fast and Furious series isn't about The Rock, bro.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this: is that after Fast and Furious 4 and then Fast 5 has doubled Fast 4's box office, and I'm not proving anyone's point. I'm just saying.
Well, no, Fast and Furious 6 did very well. Fast and Furious 6 did very well.
7
did $1 billion. 8 did $1 billion. The Rock was only in 7 for like fucking 5 minutes and shit. He was in 8 a bit more, and then he was all the way through 6. So it's like he helped out. I'm not saying he doesn't help out to the franchise. I'm not saying he's not an addition to the franchise, but he's not the savior of the fucking franchise.
Okay, let me ask you this then, because I know we don't want to talk about The Rock the whole time, but just last question.
Now we got to go piss off Ray Fisher fans, so we got to move on to that
last question. Do you think Black Adam will make more money than Shazam worldwide?
Dude, I could make more money than Shazam worldwide. I could shit on a piece of toast and make more money. Look, I love Shazam. It's a great movie, but they put it out at the worst possible time. Yeah. They put out a Christmas movie during fucking Easter.
Yeah.
Right? Like they dropped it in between Captain Marvel and Endgame. It was not a good time for that movie. And I think Shazam was a great film.
Man.
They should have Shazam was a great movie. I loved it. Yeah. But it's Christmas themed.
Christmas. You should have been like, oh, here's a Christmas movie. Easter.
I think more people discover that movie over time though, especially.
So. I think it's done well. I think it's done well on home video. I don't know the numbers or nothing. But anyway, hold on here. H bars for $5, man. Thank you. Says the Batman could have been in the DCEU and standalone set in the 90s. Pattinson as a young Affleck. No, they should have done that.
No, I disagree.
And they should have tied it to the Joker.
That limits creativity though on the part of members.
Does
it? A lot of
it?
Actually, Jarbo, you're not wrong. So I've been watching a lot of reviews on that, and even Ben Shapiro even made that comparison with the Joker universe, which was actually really surprising. But yeah, a lot of other reviews said that it would have been really good. World. Yes, it would have. Like the whole
it wouldn't have. No, you haven't. Saggy, you have not seen the movie. It would not have fit.
I don't have to see it to tell you you're wrong because it's you. You're wrong.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that though: is the Joker would have, because the Joker would have been, again, it's about corruption in the city failing.
Yes, but Thomas and Martha.
Oh my God! You could have, that would have been like, okay.
I'm not even talking about the fact that it's different actors. I'm talking about the story that they have. In general,
the story. I'll tell you this: you could combine it together. All right, because we don't know who was behind that mask, and we don't know why we don't know why they were there. Think about that.
But also, too, hold on, the timeline wouldn't make sense either because Joker's in the 80s. His Batman, it was set in
If this Batman was set in the 90s, it would have been perfectly fine on the timeline.
Why can't we just let movies be standalone either, though? That's the question, too. Like, let Todd Phillips make his own
movie. Do you like your Marvel movies connected? Do you like the Easter eggs? Do you think that's... You said yourself earlier, the interconnected universe is what brings dollars to the box office.
For the main continuity, not for side projects.
But Batman is not a side project. Batman is fucking Batman.
Yeah, but it's more like a standalone take on Batman. It's not.
You would be better off claiming Superman as a standalone side project than Batman. Considering that since 1989, since 1964, how many Batman films have you had? This is number 9 or 10. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about here. It's like you could have said it in the 90s and had it tie in.
I mean, most of the Batman
found a way to make it work. But if that's not the director's vision for what he wants to do,
that would have been a studio injected point, which is what they should have done.
But then we get studio interference with creative visions, though.
Well, you know what?
We'd have gotten as good of a movie as we gotten had they done something like that.
I'd like to see Joaquin Phoenix's Joker in a Batman film, though.
Well, I don't think his Joker. Because the thing was, like, Joaquin Phoenix was like, I'm not Batman's Joker, but I could have inspired Batman's Joker, and that would have been an interesting plot point.
Yeah, I would like to see it.
Look, I'm telling you this right. The Joker hit $1 billion, tied into the next Batman movie, and that Batman movie is gonna fucking cost $1 billion. Not a problem.
Okay. Here's the question I asked you though: would Joker have gotten as much prestige if it was part of an interconnected universe, though?
Yes.
No, it wouldn't have.
Absolutely.
It would have been lambasted for that.
No, it wouldn't. What are you talking about?
It absolutely would have been. It would have been looked at completely differently.
What are you talking about?
If it was part of an interconnected franchise, they would have looked at it completely differently.
So at this point, it's been years. You connect it. You can retcon that shit pretty easily in there. If they're going to retcon the flintlock pistol from freaking Prey, from Predator 2 to this Predator movie, and it's like, it's not a big deal. You can retcon stuff and have it work.
What I'm saying is, like, if the Joker movie was set up to connect to stuff from the get-go, from the conception of that movie, it would not have gotten the prestige that it got. Because it was a standalone movie, obviously they looked at a different vernacular. Because, again,
I disagree. The Academy, saw fit to give Heath Ledger the Best Supporting Actor award for The Dark Knight.
True, but what was that? It wasn't an interconnected universe, though. It was a standalone trilogy. It was a standalone film. It was a sequel.
But that's still a sequel. It's still a cape shit movie.
Yeah, but it's not the same kind of cape shit movie, though.
Oh my God. You are just so trying to, like,
You can't even really say that because Heath Ledger kind of died before he had a chance to see if they were ever going to incorporate his version of Joker in future films. I mean, you could say that maybe that wouldn't happen, but maybe instead of Jared Leto, we could have got Heath Ledger, but he died.
I'm just saying, I want interconnected stuff too, but if the Batman is standalone, I'm okay with that.
Okay,
I don't think it was a mistake not to connect it to other stuff like.
But I'm saying, RJ, but here's the thing. I haven't seen Batman, so just I haven't seen it yet. But from what I've heard, and
opinion invalid.
Hold on, wait, no. Is this a Batman who's mentally damaged?
All Batman are mentally damaged,
right? But like they emphasize a lot more in this one, right? That's what I see a lot of reviews say. But no, wait, hold on. I'm getting before you say it. My point is, like, the Joker, like Joaquin Phoenix Joker, in my opinion, that story would make sense because they're both like really, really damaged, and both movies have really touched on that psychology aspect of those two characters. So I think it would be like fair to say that having them together in a movie would be very psychologically interesting to see.
I think people should just appreciate
okay.
standalone films as standalone films sometimes.
Oh, wait, hold on. There's a great comment there in the chat about Black Panther being nominated for Best Picture.
True, it was. Yeah, it was. But that was a cultural landmark movie. It was a special kind of movie. It was the exception to the rule, not the standard.
But wasn't at least Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker really good? And like, kind of like the first time we'd really seen that since Jack Nicholson in '89, and it really did speak to the general audience.
Well, that too, and I think let's be fair here, his death also motivated that a lot too. It was one of the best performances. Of that entire year,
okay. So
but I'm saying there's a lot of
death motivated it.
No. I think he deserved that award regardless. I'm just saying it. I think it
actually. You want a hot take? You want a hot take? Robert Downey Jr. deserved it more.
Are you for what?
For Tropic Thunder.
Ooh, that's a spicy.
That's a spicy. And I'm not knocking Heath Ledger's performance.
All right. Listen, they're both really, really good.
I think Downey Jr. did a better job that year, and I agree with you that I think the award for the Heath Ledger was mostly brought on by his passing. Unfortunately, I'm not criticizing either person's performance; they're both epic, but I think Downey Jr. nailed so many more complexities in Tropic Thunder than Heath Ledger did. But again, not knocking it. Love both.
But see,
that's also true.
Hold on, real quick.
Someone did bring up a good point though, that Thomas Wayne in both movies were running.
I kind of agree with that comment.
Oh yeah, well, it wouldn't have aged well if
he still gets backlash for that role too.
He doesn't really get that much. He doesn't get that much backlash. He went on Joe Rogan and they talked about it, and like they're like
backlash him are like the kids nowadays that don't understand what it's
Twitter weirdos.
No, I understand that. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I agree with that comment, because there are still some people who still complain, even though you might see it as much as probably but people will always talk about Robert Downey Jr. role in that as blackface and stuff. So like, I would say, yeah.
But the idea there though is, again, because the context of the blackface.
No, I understand. I understand that.
Yeah. I mean, like, it was so funny though. Like, he's an Australian actor who's a method actor who underwent pigment surgery, melanization effectively, in order to play this role. And like, I mean, he did it.
No, I get the role. I understand the context. I've had this argument with so many people. I
fucking love that goddamn movie.
About that.
Yeah.
No, it was great.
And just to clarify, Chile, I'm not saying that all movies need to be the same. I'm not even saying stuff like, that's a bad mindset to be in though, to say that Matt Reeves should just be told what to do and that he's like be working with these characters. Like, no, like if they are willing to, if he gives them a pitch and they say, okay, go with it, then let him do his pitch. Like, I don't understand like that. Like, that's the kind of mindset that gets creatively.
But RJ,
there are happened to Zack Snyder.
But the thing is though, it's like these companies, all right, they still have oversight on these films. They still have people that are watching. They have dailies that go back to the studio. The studios look at them. They determine it. During the whole process of pre-production, they were following it there constantly. They didn't leave. They didn't just give Matt Reeves a check and say, go to town. There's a checks and balances system here.
There was always going to be checks and balances, but he still basically got to make the movie he wanted to make, though.
Shogun and Rella right though.
Yeah. Hold on. Reeves was hired for the Affleck film at first. That is true.
It was a completely different movie though at that point.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
It was completely different. I mean, my whole thing is just like, listen, I love me some interconnected stuff. I'm okay with them doing standalone movies because guess what? These standalone movies have made them a ton of money. They work on a business and a creative level. So I think there's room for both. I think you can have interconnectivity and you can have these little standalone side project ventures. Like, I think it could all work in the end of the day.
Well, I think it's I don't know. I think it's kind of
I think there's a way they can have their cake and eat it too. That's my point.
I mean, look, these are smarter people than I. I'll fully admit that. So I wish them the best. And here's the thing, I like the movies. But it's like what I want is I want Marvel, but for DC. You know what I mean? Like, I just want, it doesn't even need to be the same like tone. Just have it be something that is like, more connected. That's all. All right. And then I want to get to the last thing. The conversation in the chat's really good.
Yeah, there was a couple super chats.
Yeah, I want to make sure. I think I got them over here. Hold on. All right. Jess here for $2 says, how about a Bat Family universe? I mean, they might do something like that. They might do something like that. You never know how things are going to go with this stuff. As again, it's all about how the studio wants to go with it. And, and again, with Zaslav coming on, I don't know what he's going to do, but obviously, like, I think Emmerich is afraid of removing creative control. I think they're trying to go back to that, like, filmmaker driven stuff, which I know they want, but it's like, I still feel they're going to get cold feet and run away back to, like, try to copy Marvel again, because I don't feel there's any kind of permanence with whatever decision Warner Brothers makes. I'm hoping that, like, right now I'm more interested in what Matt Reeves is up to with his universe than anything else DC's got coming down the pipeline. Not to say that I don't want to see it, but this has got me more interested. That and James Gunn's content, because I know with Gunn and Reeves, they're established storytellers. They're telling a story versus just being a director for hire. And I know Zach was telling a story, and they were putting a lot of effort into it to deconstruct these characters, and I love that. Unfortunately, certain things just don't work out. You win some, you lose some, and that's kind of where we are here. But H. Bart's does say here for $5, thank you. Says it would not hinder creative freedom. They could have had Affleck narrate the film and had the Riddler as the first true villain who tested Batman. Exactly. I could have written a pitch that would have united everything 100% and still kept it as individual.
Like that was going to be the case when Affleck left, and then, like, the rumors, of course, was like, oh, it maybe turn into a prequel film, and then
they
were casting a young Batman. They're like, oh, they're looking for a young Batman. It's rumored to be a prequel film now, and they cast Robert Pattinson. And it's like, oh no, it's its own standalone universe now.
Yeah. So
it's like,
I mean, like, I either way, I'm very happy with the Batman. I'm very much looking forward to watching it again. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun as we get to see them all kind of come through. So why don't we, I don't even want to touch, I'll save this other thing for later. There was that thing with the whole Affleck, we'll talk about that real quickly. The Affleck.
Yeah, do you want to? I mean,
yeah, we'll rush through that real quick, because I did have it up here. So there was, did you guys see that thing yesterday? There was that whole Ben Affleck, more popular than Keaton.
Yeah.
Right. So people are running with it here. This guy, the Batfleck movie, who isn't a big fan.
He doesn't really care about Ben Affleck's mental health.
Yeah. Right. So they're looking at this whole best Batman article, right? This one from right here. And let me just unmute that. So this was all big, right? Look at this right here. You see a lot of these websites are running this image, the same text on Twitter, the same thing. Well, they're all part of the same conglomerate. I think it's like the Nexstar.
Nexstar Media, I believe.
Yeah, or Nexus. It's Nexstar here, right? So the Nexstar Broadcasting Group, which does have some connection, being, with the Television Food Network, where they have 31%. And the other ownership at 69% is done by Discovery. And so they're trying to argue that this connectivity is what's going to restore the Snyderverse. This is what they're trying to argue. Right. But the other,
Ben Affleck going to come back and do a cooking show?
Maybe he will, Gotham Eats.
Maybe. Yeah. No, that's a possibility.
Oh man. Like, what if it's just Ben Affleck cooking catfish recipes? Because heroes do that. Heroes do that.
Right. Yeah. But no, like I saw the conspiracy going on, like saying they're conducting this poll to see if there's interest, guys.
Exactly. That was a deep gulp. I heard that shit.
Sorry. I ment to turn the mic away. I was thirsty. We're looking at pictures of Ben Affleck. Of course I'm thirsty. Ooh, I'm so hot. Ooh, give it to me, Zaddy. Anyway. So the thing is, though, is the Nexstar Media Group here. These guys are the ones rumored to be purchasing the CW. That's the other thing. This is a company that is rumored to be purchasing the CW. Do you know why they did all this stuff here? Like, why they had all this here, right? All the CW 33 TV, right? All this stuff right here. It's because these are all stations that they own. These are all stations that they have control over. They buy up channels. They run. Do you remember the Sinclair Media Group thing from like 2 years ago?
No.
It's the, let's see, it's the, if I
like
can
this
find it.
sleuthery.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, Okay, yeah, here, I'll bring this up here because you guys got to see this. This is what I'm talking about here, right? This is not a grand conspiracy from this. This is just how these local news stations operate, right? How these local news outlets operate. Let's listen to this.
Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about trouble and trending irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is
right.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Yeah, well, that's the whole. I know, right? Make it. Watch
I'm gonna
it. Make
freaking
it
have
stop.
nightmares about that.
We are the Borg.
But that's what I'm talking about here, though, guys. This is the whole thing. This is like that's Sinclair Media Group. Yeah, this was a John Oliver thing as well. That's why I know it because I'm a dirty liberal who watches John Oliver.
You're a liberal. I need to leave.
H. Barcier says this is extremely dangerous to Matt Jarbo. No, that's called having an opinion and making jokes. So, but really, fuck them. I'm tired of this shit. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is that this is not a grand conspiracy to restore the Snyderverse and to bring back Ben Affleck. This is just a company that is using this engagement on social media to push it out to their different markets. That's it.
Because it's a dangerous thing.
I mean, there are some people.
Dangerous thing to our democracy.
Here's the thing, Ryan. This is how bad it is sometimes. God forbid, like 5-10 years from now, Ben Affleck passes away. Some of these people are still be like, no, he can still come back, guys. We'll just weaken and burn him.
God.
We'll just use his body. He can still come back, guys.
Well, we can just use the deep fake technology on like Richard Citrone.
Dude, just bury him in a pet cemetery. He'll come back. He'll come back evil, but he'll still come back.
But wait, hold on. Like, what do you sacrifice to the pet cemetery? Like, you have to have a soul for
that's
a soul.
That's not how it works. I thought you just buried them in the cemetery.
But where? But why? But what is it? Well, no, hold on. Not just any pet cemetery, Saggy. Where is the pet cemetery located?
I forgot. It's been a while since I watched the pet cemetery.
It's an ancient Indian burial ground.
Right, but you don't need a soul. You just bury the body in the ground.
So hold on. Are you suggesting that when Ben Affleck dies, we go and we find a Native American burial ground and we use it as a way to use the spirits of ancient Native Americans to reunite us with the Batfleck?
Is that how the movie worked? Because
yes,
I guess
yes.
It's been a while, guys. It's been a while.
They bury it in an ancient Indian burial ground. Like that's the whole reason why it comes back to life.
And that's why
why do they come back evil?
Because it's oh my god.
Is it cursed?
Because they're zombies.
Indian burial grounds are cursed.
I'm messing with you.
I kind of feel like that's also kind of like shaming the indigenous population
that whole movie. Yeah, that whole movie, when you think about it, yeah, it was pretty much shaming. It's like, oh, the ancient burial Indian ground. You bury people there, they come back as zombies.
My point being though, is that people are in such denial that even if Ben Affleck were to sadly pass away, they would still think this possibility he could do this movie. That's how bad it's gotten with some people.
We just
Oh,
want
yeah.
people to pass away though. I don't
want him to pass away. I'm just saying, like, and I'm using it as an example. It's an extreme one.
I am not making a joke here.
Ben Affleck is gonna live forever. Stop it. Just stop.
It's
He
fine.
will. He will live forever.
He's gonna live as long as Betty White.
Listen, I'll be the one to get canceled this time. It's fine. Go ahead and clip it out.
No, we can't be talking about dead people or people dying. It's just bad optics.
Forever.
Look, I'm doing damage control. That way nobody can say I defended nobody. Fuck you.
I cannot wait for the replay of this and to have there be like no comments.
I was good.
Everyone's gonna clip everything out.
That's fine. Here's the thing. They clipped out the last bit and it literally had like 0 interaction on the video itself. I felt kind of bad.
Oh, they did clip something out last night?
No. From last week, you know, that shit. Anyway.
Okay.
So why don't we get in? Cause it is getting close to me having to get to bed here. Let's bring out the one that's really going to piss everybody off. Ray Fisher.
Yep. That's why I'm here.
So, you know, and like Ray's going to take every chance he can to pop some shots over at Warner's. Right? We expect that at this point. But it says here that Toby Emmerich and Walter Hamada must really be scared of this @Discovery merger. These public credit grabs and puff pieces about why they shouldn't be fired are laughable. If Toby wants to talk about directors, he should talk about his hiring and protecting of Joss Whedon. So again, remember how Toby Emmerich and Walter Hamada had nothing to do with the initial investigation, right?
Okay. I remember looking at it. Wasn't Toby promoted in like late 2017, early 2018 to be the president of Warner Brothers? Or like
let's see, Toby Maguire.
That'd be a much different world.
It would be a much different world. Yeah. All right, let's take a look here at his Wikipedia. Let's see what he takes over here. Okay, so he was the president of production at New Line, and he became the president and chief operating officer of New Line on March. Oh, no, sorry. In 2017, he became president and chief content officer of Warner Brothers Picture Group. And that was January 2018 is when he took over as film chairman. So this is already after.
Yeah. So he wouldn't have any real involvement with the hiring of Joss Whedon. That would be kind of.
But that's not what he said. That's not what he said.
No, he is. He says, and if Toby wants to talk about directors, he should talk about his hiring and protecting of Joss Whedon.
He did use the word hiring there, yes.
Yeah.
I can't read all that happens. Give me a break.
So that whole thing, like, this is why he needs to do his research before saying stuff. Because he said some stuff, false facts before in some tweets that I realized, like, so he did not hire Joss Whedon. That was Kevin Tsuchihara right before Walter Hamada.
Oh, yeah, that was
right.
Kevin
But did Toby
Tsuchihara's
recommend Joss? Because I mean,
no, that was all.
Toby was
Kevin
all the way at New
Tsuchihara.
Line. Was at New Line, and
he's at a different company, different division inside Warner Brothers.
So he has no involvement with the hiring.
It's okay. That's why we're helping you right now.
No hiring of Joss Whedon. I'm sure he protected Joss Whedon through Walter Hamada. Yeah, sure, but he didn't hire him. And that's what a lot of people are talking about is with this tweet is talking about how Toby Emmerich is covering his ass for hiring Joss Whedon. So this whole tweet's like run through. The reason why it's so big is because of he didn't actually hire Joss Whedon.
Okay.
So and this is so we've established that like Ray Fisher is full of shit.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I think
that's going to get clipped out.
I think
obviously.
I would say if that's the case, then he would be misinformed with that specific point.
But then again, he's been out there saying Jeff Johns is a racist, and he comes out there with all these hot takes, right? And he does it because
and also that's the thing. Like he cannot have one single misinformation in his tweet or his arguments or anything, or all of them will be debunked.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of like
a big deal. This is not me just nitpicking his tweet. I'm nitpicking for a reason.
Like, it's kind of like when I battled Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, right? Like I'm like I have to have all my ducks in a row, because if I go at it with the wrong information, he can wriggle his way out of it, and that's exactly what will happen in this case. So saying that, his hiring and protecting of Joss Whedon, he wasn't even there, like he wasn't in charge when the Snyder Cut came out, so that even defeats the narrative that came out of
he wasn't even there to have the complaints come to him when by Ray or Gal when he on set. So the protecting of Joss Whedon that that we've seen that he's talked about the protecting of Joss Whedon on set and after, that's another thing. So it's like this whole tweet, the whole thing why this is big and people are talking about is because of that last line, and they're doing it by the wrong way. And so again, this whole tweet is just not good anymore.
No, and there's been you're right. There's been other elements that he's gotten wrong and then there's no retraction, but he pushes the accountability over entertainment. And look, I've said this for a while now. This just further reinforces my point. Accountability over entertainment is just nothing more than a talking point. It's a fucking joke because the fan base who tries to, I say this, I stand with Ray Fisher and accountability over entertainment. We know that it's hypocritical because they don't practice what they preach.
The other thing about accountability over entertainment, then there's a whole lot of projects that they should not be watching. If they should watch Zack Snyder's Justice League because who's in it? Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's no accountability with Amber Heard, which I will never understand. That.
She works with Zaddy, so it doesn't matter. So.
Well, the other thing is too, it's just like, and again, I'm not trying to throw shade, but it's just like, how can you say you stand with Ray Fisher if you're still watching and supporting movies, including the Batman, right? I mean, for some people, that's a line they don't cross, but for others, they do cross it, right?
Well, here's the thing. Hold on, pause, because even Ray Fisher has literally said that even if he's not going to support and watch these movies, he still tells other people that if they want to, they do it.
No, he kind of changed his tune on that a little bit. From what I heard at a Comic-Con, he kind of said something similar, like he's not going to be watching or supporting any of these movies.
That's what I just said.
He has said that, yeah.
That's what I literally just said.
I think also with this is like, people are taking the Ray Fisher's experience and acting like it's their experience and saying, acting like Warner Bros. Hurt them. When Warner Bros. Didn't hurt them, the only person they hurt was Ray Fisher, and that's why
I said today I actually had somebody unfollow me, which was hilarious because all I said was if you don't want to see it, then you just mute his account.
Well, no, that was actually the interesting thing that I saw today. I was looking through the replies because I was curious, and there's still the typical supporters of Ray Fisher, but I saw a lot more backlash in this tweet than I imagined there would be. I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why, as of late, Ray Fisher's getting more pushback lately on social media than he was before.
Because it's been years, and people are saying, I think people just this is what happens when you keep you keep running with it in the way that he is, and it's now becoming sloppy. Right? It's becoming sloppy. So
yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to attack or downplay the man. I mean, I understand he's hurt and he's trying to do what he can to get justice for what he feels he deserves, and I get that too. It's a sticky situation. That's the best way I can put it. It's a very complex ball of yarn to untangle.
It really is. It really is. One thing I'm trying to locate real quick here is
also, if the other thing is if he tried to protect Joss Whedon, then he would not have followed Patty Jenkins' word about Gal's experience and fired him from Batgirl and fired him from The Nevers and had an investigation on Joss Whedon. FYI.
Yeah, well, Gal Gadot's a bigger star than Ray Fisher.
I'm just saying, but if he's protecting Joss Whedon, then Joss Whedon will still be at work today.
But again, where I don't think that was, I think that when it comes to bigger celebrities, who have contracts for future projects, I think that he would most likely be like, all right, well, this is the star of the show. She's actually a hot commodity right now. She's made us a lot of money with the exception of one film. So we don't want to piss off one of our up and coming hottest celebrities right now. Ray Fisher was his first big gig, so they don't give a shit about him.
No, they obviously, look, I think, as I've said, I think Ray is owed an apology. I think that he's upset that he's not getting one. But at the same time, what we're looking at here is a situation where he's been this is the law of diminishing returns. If you keep causing the problems now, but then other people have caught on that, right? So I came across this from a couple of days ago, from March 4th. where this guy Batlad, aka at FoxPiss69, like the name, says, if you've ever tweeted hashtag I stand with Ray Fisher and then went to see the Batman, you are the worst kind of person. Hashtag Restore Snyderverse, hashtag hypocrites. Right. And RJ and I were talking about this before going live tonight. I was like, I'm like, because on Ray's post where, he's got, how many does he have? He's got, 1,600 retweets, 321 quote tweets, right? And all this stuff. Like, we're looking through, we recognized a lot of names who were commenting on it. And this one, this popped up. I saw this one tonight before we went live. This actually kind of shared my entire sentiment here, even though I'm not a fan of HWAD. He says, I'm seeing the same people who continuously mock our stance to boycott Warner Brothers are now quote tweeting Ray's last tweet with boom and hashtag I stand with Ray Fisher. Now, that again, this is what I'm talking about here. People who sit there and say this, I stand with Ray Fisher, and then actively promote Peacemaker, which is a show that was brought on by Walter Hamada going to James Gunn, right? Then you look at The Batman, which is when you watch The Batman, it says directed by Matt Reeves, executive produced by Walter Hamada. Hamada oversees everything involving DC. That's his job as the president. And so when you've got this massive I Stand With Ray Fisher campaign and you want to, sit there and say Toby Emmerich sucks or things like that, it is kind of hypocritical for you to come out, like I'm just bringing this here, Dave, the film junkie, just saying boom, because this is what he's referring to. It is wildly hypocritical to do that, in my opinion. If you are going to stand by and boycott Warner Brothers, and if you're going to call out Warner Brothers constantly, but you're going to buy their toys and you're going to go see their movies and you're going to engage with their products, don't you think that's a little, and you're still going to sit there and say, I stand with Ray Fisher. What is it? It's either or, in my opinion. Right?
I stand with Ray Fisher and I believe him and I want him to get the apology he is owed. But I'm still going to watch whatever the fuck I want. I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it, and I'm very excited and happy that this situation did not keep him from getting gigs, and I'm excited to see him in Rebel Moon. I'm very excited for Rebel Moon. So, I mean, I think that in a sense you are right. I think when people are talking about boycotting and they're shitting on WB, but they're still supporting WB, yeah, I think that is hypocritical. However, for me, I just still want to see good entertainment.
Sure. I went looking around. Yeah, I went looking around today and I saw, I saw a fair amount of people, with that were pro Snyderverse that are always retweeting Snyderverse content, and then they all retweeted Ray. They all, hashtag I stand with Ray Fisher. And then I looked through their feeds and then they're all like, oh my God, the Batman was excellent.
Or they have the Batman writing their names.
So here's my thing. I think it's more hypocritical when you're asking for a boycott and then you're seeing the Batman. Obviously, that's hypocritical. If you're trying to boycott something, that means you just are saying you're not supporting it, and then you're going to support it. That to me is the biggest hypocrisy. But like, I can still say that I stand with Ray Fisher and I support Ray Fisher, and I do think he is owed an apology, and still see the Batman, in my opinion.
But
sure.
I guess
I'm not wanting to boycott. I'm not wanting to boycott. And here's the thing.
Like I'm not a boycott person either.
Right.
I think boycotts are stupid.
Like RJ tried to say earlier. Yes, Ray said he is not going to see these films, but he has also said that he is not encouraging other people not to see these films. And when you said he changed his tune, I was like, no, that's literally what I said. That he has said he's not going to support it. He is doing his own boycott, but he is not asking for a boycott. He has not publicly said, I think everyone should boycott WB. So, and I said to people, because people are trying to clap at me, the person who unfollowed me, because they're like, well, he's wanting people to get fired. I was like, he wants an apology. Well, he said he's not going to work with Walter. He's not going to go back if Walter Hamada's there, so he wants him to get fired. But he chose not to go back. So,
well, that is true. That is true, though. He said, I will not work on any Walter Hamada productions.
And he walked away.
Yeah.
There you go.
And again, but then people keep saying, "Oh, he was fired." No, he quit. That's kind of
that's the revisionist history though, where they don't really know their whole facts and they kind of like present a different narrative versus what actually are the facts, the information, what Ray himself has said.
Hold on, this is the facts. Think about it like any other job. Yes, you quit, but on paper you got fired because you walked out of a job. Meaning the paperwork will state that you abandoned your shift, meaning you got fired. So on paper, you were fired. If you give a 2 weeks notice, then you quit. If you walk out on your job or you're scheduled to come to work and you don't show up, on paper, you are fired. So it's both. He quit, but he also on paper got fired.
No, because they have to actually fire you and hand you your last paycheck. That's how a termination works. If you are a no-call, no-show, that is you quitting. That is not you being fired. That is you walking away from the job and you quitting. Because
on paper, though, it's you got fired. I've owned a business. When people did no call, no show, they were terminated. We issued them a termination. And if they were, you're right. We still have to.
But he's a contract worker, and if a contract worker is a no show, then they quit.
What was the contract up?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Was he still under contract when he walked off?
Yeah, he was on contract
that means
for one
that
more
you
film.
quit. Yeah,
for one more film, which was The Flash, and then or 2 films, I believe. The Flash and the solo movie, and he was a no-show to whatever meeting he needs to show up to sign his contract, to not sign his contract, but to have a deal for this.
Basically, movie. Like, hey, okay, this is the movie you're working on. You're gonna work X, Y, and Z dates. Here you go.
Right.
So it's not really a firing. It's more like a job abandonment.
I think at the end of the day, though, it's just like he just was like, "F you, I'm done," regardless of if it was.
Well, and that's fine.
That's fine.
Absolutely fine.
It's just that he didn't get fired. It wasn't like they said, "You're fired. Get the hell out of here. We never want to work with you again."
I'm gonna fire you, RJ. You're fired out of a cannon, right into a brick wall.
Well, that's what my last girlfriend said when I went off. So
I wonder how much blood you have in your body.
You fire like a brick wall.
Wait,
no, I fire like a cannon.
Whoa.
Wait. Okay. Sorry, I only heard part of that. And
yeah, she mentioned cannon. That's why I said what I said.
You go off like a cannon, like with like a hair trigger.
What?
I love our conversation.
I figured is like your cousin just looks at you really intently and touches you on the shoulder, and that's it.
You're like, oh my God.
That joke really doesn't work because my cousins are like 10 years old. So.
Okay, so that got awkward real fucking quick.
Yeah, thanks for killing the joke, RJ.
Well, yeah.
That just makes you look weird.
Well, no, yeah, and I blame Caden for this because he's the one who decided to bring it up. So again, cancel Caden.
No, you did. You brought up Greek mythology.
All I know is RJ is going to be intently watching the Percy Jackson series to go like they're not related. He's going to be waiting. He's going to be waiting for a line about DNA, about like not having DNA.
He wants confirmation it's not true now.
but it's like,
what if like Rick is like, they don't have a relationship in this series? It's like, damn it.
I mean, listen, I go off of what is in the canon writing and what the author said, and I've been a fan of that series for pretty much since the moment I could read. I love those books. I know what I'm talking about. Caden wanted to just be funny. That's fine, Caden.
We had a whole 20-minute segment about whether or not there's incest in the Percy Jackson.
Here's the thing. Caden, you get your laugh now. You won't be laughing when the show comes out. That's all I'll say.
What?
Okay. I'm going to watch the show when it comes out. I like the movies.
RJ.
I even like the second movie.
How old are you?
I can't stand
What year were you born in, RJ?
99.
So you were.
I read those
the moment
books.
You can read was when you were 6 years old. Oh wow! It took you 6 years to learn how to read.
No, not exactly.
You just said that you read the books the moment you can read.
Are you really going to start? Are you really going to nitpick me making a general vague statement?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because this is Hollywood After Dark, where we demand accuracy. And hyperbole has no place here.
Caden is really trying to get me. I don't know why. I don't know why Caden wants me to fight him so badly, but I will seek blood and vengeance like Batman.
So, did y'all want to hear what happened with the other?
Oh yeah. We'll end it by talking about the Jody's Corner. Real quick here, there are still 69 people, by the way. Good number.
Nice.
Great number. My favorite number. Giggity, 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 goo. What the fuck?
I love how that one cracked him up and nobody else laughed with him.
I laugh at everything.
Oh my God.
I look at myself naked in the mirror every day. I laugh.
Oh my God. What? Oh, Jesus.
At what could be, not what is. It's like a tripod.
All right.
Anyway, please, everybody, feel free to leave a like and hit subscribe and that bell if you're new, because I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's hear about Saggy's experience today. Hold on. I need to set the stage real quick here. Okay. Tell us about Fat Bastard.
So I had a beautiful, beautiful lady on my stream tonight. The stream is up, and she kind of told her story about her experience because she was part of that group. She was very much in that group, and she dropped some tea. And we're spreading awareness to it that that big gotcha Jody decided to drop on poor young Rippa the other night about his studio that he built. It's actually an apartment, and it's actually paid for by the government. Yes, folks, hashtag Section 8 Studios is a thing. And she basically said that it's not even in his name, it's in another young man's name, because Jody also lives off of Section 8 housing. So he can't actually lease another place under Section 8. So he has it under somebody else's name. And yeah, that was a very interesting thing to find out, that the whole...
So he doesn't own his own studio, the government does.
Correct. Basically,
it's in an apartment complex.
It is in an apartment complex under leased by somebody else. And yes, and he also lives off of Section 8. And
that would explain.
And all the money he makes on YouTube, which is he prefers it to be through Cash App and PayPal.
Because they don't take the 30%.
Because they don't take the 30%. And I guarantee you that motherfucker doesn't even claim that shit. So he is pretty much fraudulent. He's committing fraud to the government because he's living in Section 8 housing and he apparently makes thousands of dollars on YouTube. And they are open about that and brag about it. But it's like, bro, if you're living on Section 8 housing and you're bragging about all this money you get, and the Section 8 finds out, you're fucked. You lose your Section 8.
Oh,
and on top of that, the other person who leased the Section 8 for a studio, I don't think you can have Section 8 for a studio. I think you're supposed to have Section 8 for housing for you to live in. And if the whole flex with Jody is, yo, Rippa, like, I don't live here. Nobody lives in this studio. Okay, but there's somebody who's supposed to live in that apartment building. That's what Section 8 housing's for. So yeah, that's basically the big T there, is that studio is Section 8.
Section 8 Studios, baby.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. So here's what I know, and I don't know how much it ties in because I only heard part of your convo. So when I was talking with Louis Lecca from Nerd Report, nerdreport.com, Louis Lecca, nukethefridge.com, Louis Lecca, just to let you guys know who it is. He was telling me about Jody and Jody, Louis Lecca. That's
Louis Lecca.
Yeah.
Of nukethefridge.com.
Of Nuke the Fridge and Nerd Report. Close friends with Popcorn Planet, by the way. But anyway, Louis was telling me that Jody had 2 apartments, one that he lived in and one that was a studio, and that they're in the same complex, but he lives down in like a real downtrodden area of LA. And I never really asked any follow-up questions like where in LA. I'm pretty sure it's south of the 110 if I had to guess, because that area is kind of iffy. And yeah, so if he lives, if that's his setup, where this guy has got like, that's fucking funny actually. If his second studio is Section 8 housing, that's, oh my God, that is.
And it's not in his name. And it's not in his name.
Yeah, but I mean, he's probably like.
Does he live with like other people? Like,
no, I don't think so.
Does he live in a studio?
No, Apparently, that studio, nobody lives in that studio, but it is getting paid for by Section 8.
So is it basically just a big apartment that he rented out and turned into a studio? Like,
apparently, I'm guessing that's the living room that they're in.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because I'm looking through. I don't know when he decided to do this no desk thing, or he just got rid of the desk and just did the chairs. I have no idea.
It looks a lot worse.
It looks
way
terrible.
worse.
It looks absolutely god
Like,
awful.
at least with the desks, it looked like a professional show, like your typical Collider or movie talk show. Now it's just like it's just a big fat guy sitting in a chair. Like I can do that by myself every night. Like,
and you're like, I can say that because I am a big fat guy. I can say that's my big fat guy. Hold on here, Matt Jarpos. Oh my god, Puffalicious chocolate nipples, $30. Sing Milkshake by Village People, more than 2 minutes. I don't know. I know Milkshake by not Kesha. Who did Milkshake?
Nelly.
No, not Nelly. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Isn't that Nelly?
It's not Nelly.
Oh my god.
That's not Nelly. That's what's his nuts? I don't know Milkshake by the Village People then.
It's Kellis.
Yeah, Kellis, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Kind of like Kesha and Nelly combined with like an Irish bend. Yeah.
No, it wasn't Missy Elliott. Hondo.
Oh my god.
Missy Elliott. Man, that's who was missing. That's who was missing from the Super Bowl was Missy Elliott, man. I don't know why I don't get me wrong, like I love the Super Bowl bit, but they were missing Missy. Flat out.
They were missing Missy.
They're missing Missy. All right. I'll look it up real quick here. But just going back to this, thank you for that, by the way, you son of a bitch. We'll end it with that. God damn it. But yeah, so this is like, this is what it looks like at Jody's place. This is a lame ass set. This is just a lame ass set, right? But you can see here he's got like, this is, his play. All right, that's a members only stream. Super Bowl halftime reaction. That's from his apartment, I think. Let's take a look here.
Apparently he's lost like 3K subs. He was at 60K, but he's not anymore.
He lost 1,000, I believe.
Let's see here. It's Social Blade.
Oh, I gotta love how he has Patty Jenkins in his YouTube header image though.
Oh yeah, because the image from him and her when he was on Live by Night. He has lost a couple hundred subs, but he has been like, look, okay, hold on, bring this up real quick. This is him for the last 2 weeks. Plus 100, plus 100, down 100, down 100. This is just a rounding. This isn't like anything specific, but if you look, it's like he's lost a little bit more, but he's just been fluctuating around this number. So then you look here, like he lost 5 million views as of May of last year, which means he deleted a bunch of stuff. He deleted more then. And since then, he's only gotten he did almost 1 million in February. But then he gained 1,300 subs magically. I mean, like maybe. But if you look here, 300 less. I mean, he hasn't gone up at all, really. 400. I mean, he's not gone up. This is sus. This is sus to me.
Well, he doesn't really get great views either, from what I understand.
Because look, he went like 1,800, nothing. I mean, build up, nothing. Build up. 700, 1,200, nothing. I mean, I think I personally believe he's been buying subs, and I don't make that claim. Because look at the views, right? I mean, these views are like,
well, shit. We can look at his own YouTube page. Look at the views. I mean, like they're not popping.
Yeah, no, they're not like they used to. No, and not like they ever really did either. But
I got a few buying subs today, and I was like, "What?" I would have been much bigger channel if I bought subs.
Yeah, look at this here. Like they turned on the fog machine and made it a dance party.
Yeah. Wait, what? I've never watched any of his streams. But
they're so bad.
Well, it's like they literally treat it like it's a freaking club. Like it's like a club. It's weird.
Well, look at this. Look at this here. Jurassic World Dominion is just like. Hold on, I got it. I don't want to listen to him talk, but look at him.
Looks like a sack of potatoes.
He looks like a giant sack of potatoes, man. Like,
what's this guy in the purple gonna do? Like, ride his dick?
What?
Whoa!
Whoa!
He grabbed that ass, man.
I wasn't ready for that. I thought he said he got a lot of bitches.
He took a big. Like, he groped that ass, man.
That's just like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
Where is that?
That's his place. That's his other. I think that's his other.
What about the Doctor Strange one? That's got like
47,000 views. Yeah.
Wow, that Super Bowl one.
It's always weird to me when people are on Section 8.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, that might have bumped up the sub count. That might have bumped up the sub count a bit. You know, because it just looks like he's, his stuff there. All right. Okay. So this must have been, they must have just been on the couch doing the show. And then as they're, I don't know, like, just
go back to the couch at least. That was better.
This looked better. I mean, yeah, this is a 4-hour, 45-minute thing here. They're just sitting on the couch. This is like,
he's sitting there. What the hell happened there? What's going on here?
Oh, they got a $5 donation. It looks like. I don't know. They bring up the StreamYard stuff. They have someone running it.
Like they just like won the Super Bowl. Like, what's all the ass grabbing too? Like, what the hell?
I don't know. It's
a lot of ass grabbing.
This man with the suit on.
Yeah. I have no idea.
They're like, hey, you got the money for the Section 8?
That's your joke, not mine. I didn't say it. But yeah, I mean, apparently they've been reorganizing or restructuring shit for a while.
Oh, wait, what's that Moon Knight one? A trailer reaction, a complete bore fest.
Hold on. These thumbnails are terrible.
The one with...
Oh no. How about the Josh Flames Yay Fisher?
What?
Look at that one, 6-hour stream.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
he meant, yeah. So he goes to some of these events and this one here, he's got like Zoe Saldana or whatever, like his little, or whatever that is.
Like everyone but him has the mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's in part because he's a mouth breather.
Yeah.
Well, look at him. Look, this guy needs a CPAP machine. I'm just going to say he needs a CPAP machine.
Open without talking. He's like,
I'm just saying, like, dude, guys like that are that big, and like you can tell, like his beard hides the neck fat, but like I guarantee you, he probably needs a CPAP machine.
Can you go to like the Young Ripper stream? Because I just want to see like his footage from that. Because I've seen that room while he's trying to like. I think it was.
It would have been this one, I think.
The 18K one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because.
Racist standard cult is exposed.
By the way, I want to take this time to thank Jody's Corner for providing such amazing content for me that I finally can say I hit the algorithm.
That is true. Yeah, you have people watching tonight.
Yeah, I gained subs.
Dude, look at
I gained subs. I hit the algorithm thanks to Jody. Thank you, Jody.
How are you gonna flex? He got a studio when it's just like a bunch of chairs, man.
How do you flex have a studio when it's paid for by Section 8?
Like
it doesn't even... someone else's name on the lease.
Careful with those jokes. You don't want to upset Phil. That's okay. He always has a place at the lounge, so we're fine.
Boo! No cheap shots.
It's not really a cheap shot.
That was a cheap shot,
dude. Like they had like a reclining couch. Now they just got like these office chairs, only comfy. He looks like he's uncomfortable.
This is where he had his desk set up. And so they had like.
I mean, at least they got the multiple camera angles, I guess.
Yeah, but like, why is it like, okay, so like this camera angle looks good. That camera angle looks terrible because it's Brian Kennel. But then like they go to this shot here and it's like, this is from like, this camera's, either wide angle.
Flattering, yeah.
It's not very flattering at all. Not with those legs, dude. Not with those legs. I mean, like, listen, I'm a fat fuck myself, man. I'll go 1080p.
He's got them turkey legs, bro.
Oh yeah. That was funny. Just getting into it with Ripa. There's Andy.
Did Andy come on the show, or is this like
he did? Yeah, at some point he did. Actually, I was sent.
Andy was on there for a few minutes, and then
I was sent that clip
in the beginning of Young Ripa's video.
Yeah,
like why is there like no collectibles up or something? It's like you got like some generic like graffiti and Superman and a belt. It's just like put up some more stuff.
Not everyone needs to have collectibles up there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary.
But it's just like a boring brick wall. Make it look pop some more.
Well, they got like the lights, and there's a fog machine, and oh, there he goes. Look at that. I represent the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild.
Oh my God.
Can we just get an animation of that? Like, I just have to ask the honest question:
is he rapping, or is he like?
What is he doing?
I don't know.
He does look like a little beanbag man.
Let's see what he
a real
says.
friend and homie would do. You keep me the bucket and say, "Yo, look, what my man said looked wrong. What he said was probably misconceived as the wrong thing, but trust me, I know him. He's my friend. He's not a racist. I understand my people if y'all are mad and upset at him, but trust and vouch that I know him and I can vouch for him." You know what Jerry Seinfeld did for freaking Kramer? Took that nigga to Jimmy Kimmel and said, "Yo, I know him. He's not a..." Still Michael Richards, I still think he's a racist motherfucker, but that's what you do as your friend. You ain't playing your role as his friend. You're supposed to let him know, let the world know, yeah, what he said sounded left, off. He said some racist shit. It sounds racist. But that's your boy. Y'all are friends. Give him a pass. That is your role. Instead, you took an offensive role like crackheads out here trying to slay dragons wherever they can. Y'all can't even catch them. Blah, 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 blah. That's where you came, and you became a token black guy playing savior to me. And that's why I said what I said.
Are objectively other non-white people in Geeks and Gamers.
All right, I wanted to. That's some shit.
Can you just like, you don't have to play the audio. Can you just like play the clip where Riphook shows up so you can see how animated Jody gets?
Yeah, look at it real here. Legs looking like a baby in a high chair.
It does though. It does.
All right, let's see. I don't know if this is where Ripa is. I don't know when Ripa comes on.
It's a little further.
He can defend himself.
There we go.
He's gonna monetize the
that's
fuck
not it.
out of all you weirdos.
He's not there yet.
But in regards to my comments, which is what it is, basically.
Okay.
All right, a little further.
It's a little further.
What type of... You don't see how the word...
I don't associate black people with crack.
So you don't associate it, but you don't know America does? You don't know white people call black people crackheads?
I don't adjust based upon white people do because I'm not obsessed with white people.
So you're ignorant. You're telling me that you're ignorant to fact.
No, it's not about
ignorance. You make an adjustment towards black people.
You're talking about how you make an adjustment based upon the viewership of white people. I don't care about that because I don't bet.
Political shit you talking about. Talk to me like a real nigga.
I am talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you.
When you call black people crackheads, that's not racist?
No.
No, I wouldn't say no. Calling someone a crackhead, black, white, or whatever, I wouldn't call that racist.
So when a white person calls a bunch of black people crackheads, it's not racist?
No, if he's meaning literal that they are crackheads, then no, I wouldn't consider that racist.
Shit. This is the problem with you, bro.
Well, I don't know what you mean by you people, and calling me ignorant isn't an argument. What specifically, in terms of an issue, do you have with what it was that I said?
Let me give you. I've had a whole bunch of issues with Snyder Code people who've been wanting to restore the Snyderverse.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
A whole bunch of, I understand. I got a lot of hate, and the number one film god piece of shit who was trolling and sucking my cock for years, wanting my attention, was using the term for me and my brothers coming up in LA from the ghetto and making it on our own, crackheads. The crack corner. Jody's crack corner and a bunch of crackheads, bro. Because that's exactly the type of terminology that white people use or other people who are racist towards black folks use to make us, put us in a negative light. And the fact that you sit up here acting like you know what you're talking about with your premature beard, saying that it's not racist, proves you're ignorant.
What does define what the term ignorant means? I don't think you can.
Ignorance is not having the knowledge of something. It's plain and simple.
Okay, so you're saying what is it specifically that you say that I lack the knowledge?
You don't have the knowledge to know that the term crackhead is derogatory to black people in poverty.
All right. First of all, I grew up in poverty. Number one. Number two, the term crackhead.
Where you live, by the way? Where you stay at? Where you from?
I'm from South Dallas, Texas, Oak Cliff, born and raised.
All right, Texas, okay.
Yes, And with that being said, I don't, and I've never had, to be fair, associated the term crackhead with race. Now, again, that sounds like an individual personal problem, and you gave me that rundown and that soap opera story of someone that maybe called you a crackhead, and I don't know if you're saying that the guy called you a crackhead because of you guys' race or that he just used the term. That's y'all's business, but as I mentioned before, that ain't got a goddamn thing to do with me. And I have never once used the term because clearly people that watch my videos and people that watch all of my segments and every bit of my streams, I've used the term crackhead, probably most associating with white folk, to be completely honest, because generally a lot of my content is making fun of goofy white leftists, calling them crackheads and all sorts of things. So you're calling me ignorant based upon your own individual experience that has not a goddamn thing to do with me. You see where it is that I'm coming from? So if I wanted to say some like again, and me of all people being a black person, like for me to just be slinging a fucking term out there that I would think generally be associated with some black person is first of all, I think that's nonsense. But on a serious note, I don't adjust my terminology. I don't adjust what the fuck it is that I say based upon anybody. And it sounds like that's what it is that you do, specifically as it pertains to white people. I don't allow white people in my mental space like that for them to control what the fuck it is that I want to talk about. That's not how I operate.
But you put yourself in the line to defend them, though.
Defend who?
White people who say racist shit.
All right. At what point did I defend specifically white people? Did I defend someone that was white, or did I defend someone
that your boy said about blacks?
What did I say? How did I defend him?
These crackheads trying to slay a dragon at every corner. They don't know what they talking. You're defending him, bro.
So again, how would you consider that a defense? Like again, like what the
I don't know, bro. I don't know what world you living in, dog. But it's like I'm talking to a wall. You don't see it as a defense?
No.
How you coming out?
It's not that I don't see it as a defense. I'm asking you specifically what I defended, because you just made Jody a positive, and that is your name, right? That's not the name of the whole. All right. So you just made a positive claim about me. Oh, but you will defend white people. I need you to show the receipts, not me defending someone or their statement that is white. That I defend someone's whiteness, because that's what you would have to do.
This is funny. Your brain is twisted with politics, bro. You ain't even regular no more.
What the fuck is that? Can you answer the question? You made a positive claim.
Answer the question. You defended your white friend who said racist shit.
How? What did I specifically defend and how?
All right, for sure. Are you telling me that you didn't defend him?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking you to what specifically are you
playing these games? Are you saying that you didn't defend him? I'm not playing these games. Are you saying that you did not defend him?
I am saying that I defended. Yes, I defended, like in a sense that.
So why do I need to say anything, my nigga?
All right, let me make the claim that I made in the video. Did you even watch the video in terms of what that tweet was embodying? Did you watch that video?
Did you see Benson's comment?
I watched the clip of him saying racist.
Yeah, I did.
No, I ain't talking about his clip. I'm talking about my statements, which is what are we talking about?
I only saw the tweet.
All right, so you didn't see that. So you don't even understand the fucking context of what was being talked about at all. You want to talk about out of ignorance? That's literally what you just did. You literally just spoke out of ignorance because you haven't even seen the video.
I'm spoken out of what you said. That's
no,
not
you spoke out of ignorance. I just asked you if you watched the video that the tweet is.
I'm not coming at you for the video, dog. I'm not coming at you for the video. Nice try, my nigga. I'm coming at you for the tweet. And then you saying I'm ignorant? I'm not ignorant to the tweet. I know the tweet.
I would say this. There is no way in the tweet that you referenced, if we're talking about the tweet and the tweet alone, I didn't defend shit in that tweet.
You didn't defend that tweet? Didn't defend?
Read it all the way through. In order for you to have to make a claim that I defended him, you would have to reference the video. I didn't defend a goddamn person in that video, in that tweet right there. Not in defending anybody.
Who was that tweet for? Who are you defending in that?
In the video, that was what I was talking about. That's who the tweet was for.
You full of shit, bro. You playing games.
No shit, nigga. Go look at it. Hey, you got that here, bro. Right there in the studio that you bought off a property that ain't your house. Go ahead.
That tweet wasn't related to Ryan?
The tweet was related to my video in which I spoke about it.
Video. I don't care, my nigga. Listen, I don't care about your video. I'm only coming at you for the tweet.
All right, the tweet doesn't defend anybody. Go ahead and read it. I'm asking you to read it thoroughly right now. Go ahead, read it. Read it.
Let me pull it up for you, bro.
Pull it up. Read it.
I can't believe this nigga's playing these gymnastics games.
Ain't no gymnastics, nigga. You playing the gymnastics because you playing yourself.
I'm playing gymnastics. I'm gonna read this tweet again.
Now you're
gonna tell me that this tweet.
You stuck because you're claiming that I'm. All right, I was gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt because I'm hoping that you watched the video, but you didn't watch the video.
I don't need to watch the video. I'm not coming at you for the video.
All right, you're coming at me for a tweet. You're saying that I'm defending someone when nobody was defended in the tweet, Jody.
Here we go, right here.
Nobody's defended in the tweet. Nobody.
Read the tweet.
Read it early. Read it.
You said Twitter weirdos are losing their minds at my co-host's Batman review.
Yes.
Who was that?
The co-host is Ryan. That's
what are you talking about?
What you
trash, my nigga. Why are you making me do this shit?
Go ahead and continue to read it, Jody.
No, my nigga, you talking about him in the tweet.
Jody.
And you telling me it's not about him, nigga? You trash.
No, I'm saying that nobody was defended in the tweet while you screaming this shit.
Calm your fat ass down.
Calm your fat ass down. Calm down. Read it. Keep reading it. Keep reading it. Keep reading it. What you looking at your homie for, nigga? I'm talking to you. Read it. Keep reading it.
Shit, bro. Hey, my nigga. I don't know how you got 400,000 subscribers being trash like this, but let me go ahead and read your bullshit.
So, are you gonna read the tweet? Can you continue to read the tweet out loud?
Twitter weirdos are losing their minds at my co-host Ryan's Batman review.
Yes.
These crackheads are always looking for a dragon to slay around every corner because they're desperate to be the heroes and have no idea how. Check the full video out live on YouTube.
Yep. What was the defense? What was the defense? What was the defense?
Crackheads are always looking to slay a dragon around every corner.
That's a factual observation. There is no defense in that statement that you just read. None.
Crackheads are looking to slay a dragon.
You can read it as slow as you need to read it, Jody. There is no defense in the statement that you just stated.
You're attacking the people and calling them crackheads, bro. That's a defense.
All right. How is me calling someone a crackhead a defense?
Because that's an attack. You know, when we fight and I throw one and you throw one, that's called a counterpunch. That's a defensive move.
What? All right. So you're using defense in a completely meaningless, non-actionable term.
Bro, you ain't on my level, my nigga. You're wasting my time.
All right, I'm not on your level.
You ain't on my level with this shit, bro.
Understand what an actual
cap.
Go ahead and break it down. I'm gonna go ahead and break it down. So you didn't watch the video.
I don't care about that trash video, my nigga.
You inspired the tweet. You didn't watch the video that specifically inspires the tweet. So we got that part out of the way. So you are speaking out of literal ignorance that you don't know
out of your tweet.
It is that you're talking about making a positive claim about me making
a man that said, "Hey, I'm watching a man say that he put a tweet out and he's not claiming."
I have no problem letting you talk. Just let me finish the statement. So you made a positive claim in referencing a tweet that has no defense. There's no defense. It mentions objective statements, which is one person that is my co-host. People are mad about a review, and there are people that look for dragons to slay. There ain't a goddamn defense in that, no matter what way you cut it. Read it as slow as you possibly can. But when you talk about making a literal defense, it's not there. Now, what you would have, if you had watched the video, which I can't even give you credit for that, you would have had some sort of leeway to claim that I was making a defense for him if you had watched the video. Because in the video, I do state that what he had said in regards to his Batman review was a mild statement. And I said that. I didn't think that it warranted people making death threats or people grasping for straws in that way.
So he says worse racist shit than that, huh?
What?
If that's a mild statement, he said more worse racist shit than that.
No, that's not why I'm saying it's mild. I'm saying it's mild because he's made an observation. That's why I'm saying it's mild.
You're saying it's mild because you're saying that it's mild. Let's talk about facts. Means
he said worse. Yes, got it. I'm saying that it's mild. I'm not saying it's mild.
Worse. All right, I can't do much more in this because it's running in circles, and Jody is.
Dude, Jody's so bad at this, dude. He's so bad, man.
Well, another.
I want to get to the bit. I just wanted to watch. I gotta watch the water bottle bit again because that shit makes me laugh.
That water bottle thing was hilarious.
It's just like,
oh, it's behind you. You're way too far. It's back more.
Nervousness.
I'm trying to. It's hard to tell.
It's back when he was talking about the studio stuff, I believe. By the way, here's a few things that people don't that we're trying to shit on Rip about. Number one, if you watch this, he took a few sips of water during this. So it's not like when he just randomly took that sip when they said nervous sip. I'm like, he was sipping that water throughout this entire thing. There was no nervous sip. And then on top of that, they were claiming victory, saying that Ripper muted them. You clearly hear him say in this clip too, like in this stream, he says towards the end, when he realizes Jody's just not shutting up, he says, I need to turn them down. He didn't mute them. He turned their volume down because Jody was screaming. He didn't mute them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we all know that Jody's a liar. That's like, you know, he likes to posture and all that stuff. I think, yeah, clearly. I mean, look at him sitting there. He's like kicking his legs around like, he's like,
you're trash. He kept saying, you're trash. And I'm like, bro, every time he
Dude, the way he got up out of his chair at the 2 hour, 8 minute mark, it's so fucking funny, dude. It's like a fucking turkey getting up or like a walrus. It's 2:08:45.
Those pants are bad too. The way they was hit, those pants are way too tight.
Yeah, it's like this play right there.
Said 2:08:45. Okay.
Yeah, right here.
Right. Obviously, a knock to them.
I'm just gonna mute that shit. All right, so let's see.
Look at the way he gets up. Look at the way he gets up.
I'm gonna jump. Go back.
What I love is look how bored his friends are without any sound.
His friends like are just sitting there silent, like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, like I mean, I'm pretty sure the guy with the mask on gets paid, but other than that, like look at the guy right. Well, okay, the guy on the left is the one I'm talking about here. But the guy on the right just sitting there, like, oh man, like what the hell? Why am I here? You know, guy back there is twiddling his legs, like get the fuck. Yeah,
the guy in the way back looks like he's falling asleep.
Yeah,
with the ponytail.
Oh yeah, just like
I want to know how that dude crosses his legs like that.
Dude, just like the way he got up though, like his like. Listen, I'm a big boy myself, but bruh.
Yeah, baby likes McGee. There we go from Cylon. Shit. Well, look,
Jody caused an earthquake. That's fucked up.
What is he? Oh my god, bro! Everything he looks so weird. Look at that. It's weird. Look when he's muted too. It's so worse when he's muted. Okay. Oh my god, bro.
I'm sorry.
I just want him to trip on something and roll away off camera.
No, he trips.
It just looks like
trips California.
Look at when he gets gay. Oh my god, it's so weird. Look at him. Oh my god, bro.
No, if Jody trips and falls, California ain't surviving.
Oh, did you notice that though? Like someone donated 10 and they're all like, what's the guy in the back doing? He's like air humping that dude's head.
He's air humping his head. What?
And they've all got Rode mics on. They've all got the Rode wireless goes on. That's how they get their mics and shit. Like it's just.
But they were just like dancing. Like,
what do you think would happen? What do you think would happen if
it's hilarious?
What do you think would happen if you roll Jody down like a hill, like a barrel?
A rolling stone gathers no moss. Let's see. Benson says Jody's example of why all-you-can-eat buffet should be banned.
Mark.
That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded.
I would care if he wasn't a piece of
H Bart's here says Jody's thighs created Thor's thunder. Crack, crack. I don't know, man.
Shaffing on this man's legs must be a bitch.
Yeah. You tell me that he buys out the Dollar Tree's supply of baby powder?
Probably.
He's like, well, I'm so big that I don't know where my ass is when I poop, so I need to roll around in flour to find the wet spot.
Whose beard do you think smells worse, Gary's or Jody's?
Jody's.
No, I'm gonna say Gary because I feel like Jody actually applies product. Like,
nah, that beard looked dry.
It most likely both of theirs probably reeks like weed and Cheetos.
Bro, his beard looks ashy, bro.
I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that.
His beard
those are your
ashy,
words.
bro.
Those are your words.
That's bad. If you need his beard,
ashy ass looking beard, right, bro? Like you need some lotion on that beard, bruh. You want to talk about dry beards? He's got ash in his beard, bro.
Can Jody rap?
Is he trying to? I don't want to.
No,
just wrap his lips around food. I don't give a fuck. People let me get. Somebody got mad at me because I was fat shaming. I was like, listen, when you are an ugly person on the inside, that shit manifests on the outside. So I don't give a fuck.
Benson, it's called a washcloth on a stick.
No, he has one of those Japanese.
By the way, shout out to that.
Don't knock a bidet though. Bidets are great.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to the actual big beautiful people out there, but Jody is not one of them, so I don't care.
Jody is horrible on the inside. He's just a bad person.
Yeah. He's a bad person.
All right. So on that note, guys, I have to be up like in a couple hours, so I have to go. I know Matt Jarbo's Puffalicious Nipples had wanted me to do that track. I went and listened to it real quick. I don't fucking know that song. I just don't know it. And
what's the song?
The Village People, Milkshake, or it's
Village People Milkshake.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, it's I just don't know it.
What is it? Hold on. Milkshake. That's the
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with the track, so I can't do it. Mo Moon here says Matt Jarbo is fat shaming tonight. I am also a rotund American.
Yeah, I mean, is it really fat shaming if the people laughing at him are also fat?
Yeah, because that's my word. Fat is my word.
Hey, I'm not fat. I'm just big boned. You know.
My chest is very broad. So I actually, when my doctor once was all like, yeah, you're pretty big boned in your chest. I'm like, oh, so I'm not fat, I'm big boned. And he's like, no, you got a pretty decent BMI. You got to work on that, buddy. But I'm like, all right, well, at least,
here's something that I'll leave us with tonight. No matter how much we disagree on movies, no matter how much we disagree about entertainment or politics or any of that, at least we can all agree on one thing. We can all laugh together at Jody's Corner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's Joey. Okay, play it at least. You want me to play it? Okay, I can play it.
I'll sing it. I'll try to sing.
Do you know the song?
No.
I mean, Jarbo, you've never known some songs before, and you still sing it.
Yeah, I know. Okay, fine. Let's see here. This is.
I gotta put my mic down.
All right, hold on. I just don't know. Yeah, this is hold on. Karaoke. All right, karaoke. All right.
I just got spoiled. I haven't even watched the last season of Walking Dead, and now I got a spoiler. They announced a new show, a new spin-off series. Maggie and Negan.
Yeah, that
was
all
they made up.
Clearly, I think they're gonna have sex at some point in the show, which is like really weird, and I don't like it.
Dude, he fucking killed Glenn, dude.
Yeah, like brutally killed. Not also Glenn, but Abraham. Right?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though.
I was bummed.
He did get a good redemption arc.
So what you're saying is like, if all of a sudden Maggie's all like, "Yo, Negan, put Lucille in me," like you're gonna be okay with that? What kind of fake ass fan are you? That's fucked up.
What the? I'll fucking Lucille you.
Please. You can't.
By the way,
you can't even like reach the top shelf. What you doing? Do you think you're gonna like throw a bat? No.
Is it milkshake?
I actually have a Lucille bat, by the way.
It said milkshake, but it's like milkshake.
Yeah, and the video says milkshake.
Yeah, well, I typed. This is what it is. Like even if I go back out here, it's like milkshake. See, milkshake.
Why couldn't you pick like a Village People song everybody knows, like YMCA or In the Navy? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see. In the Navy. I mean, we can do karaoke in the Navy. There we go. We can do milkshake. Kellis.
No.
You want to do that?
He wants his Village People.
He wants the Village People.
He wants the Village, but we could do. But dude, you're right. You're right here with Milkshake by Kellis.
Khalees.
Right here.
Just do
oh my god, I can't.
Right? We could totally do it. We could totally do Kellis.
It's Khalees. Oh my
Fine, do In the Navy. Okay, we'll do In the Navy, but
he said Kellis, like, bro, you all are killing me.
But it's right here. It's the memes, my friend. The memes.
He said fine, do the Navy.
I know he said In the Navy. All right, hold on. I know the song, but it's been a while, so I'll probably butcher it as I usually do.
Oh god, okay. I can't. Why do you guys subject me to this? I want to go to bed.
Crap, I don't know this one as well as I thought I did. So I'm gonna wing it.
Yeah.
Where you can find pleasure searching the world for treasure, learn science, technology. Ah, fuck. Where you can begin to make your dreams all come true. Oh, wait, on the land or the sea. Wait. Where you can learn to fly, play in sports and skydive, study oceanography. Sign up for the big band or sit in the grandstand when your team does me. Navy, yes, you can sail the 7 seas.
In the Navy.
Yes, you can put your mind at ease.
In the Navy.
Come on now, people, make a stand.
In the Navy.
Can't you see we need a hand job? Come on, protect their motherland.
In the Navy.
Come on and join your fellow man.
In the Navy.
Come on and people make a stand. In the Navy. In the Navy. Ah! If you like adventure. Wait, hold on. Shit. Fuck. If you like adventure, don't you wait to enter the recruiting office fast. Don't you hesitate. There is no need to wait. They're signing up new seamen fast, using their hands, milk that shit. Maybe you are too young to join up today. Don't you worry about a thing. Or I'm sure there will be a good Navy protecting, I can't do it, the land and sea. Your Navy, yes, you can sail the 7 seas. In the Navy, yes, you can put your mind at ease. In the Navy. Come on now, people, make a stand. Can't you see we need a hand? Come on and protect the motherland. Come on and join your fellow man. Come on, people, and make a stand. In the Navy. In the Navy. But I'm afraid of water. Hey, look, man, I get seasick even watching it on the TV. Oh my goodness. What am I gonna do in a submarine? Eat sandwiches? You can in the Navy. I woke my girlfriend up, so I can't. All right, we did 3.5 minutes. I woke my girlfriend up. I woke my girlfriend up. So now you got me in trouble.
Your girlfriend's like, why the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Nice guy. She's snorting like a pig. She's like snort.
Yeah. I just got.
Oink, oink, bitch.
Yeah.
Don't even bother coming back.
And you guys are like in the Navy. It's hilarious.
Bro, you're trying. You're trying to be back up.
Hilarious.
He probably came in and was like, why the fuck are you singing Village People at like 1 o'clock in the morning?
It's 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
You gotta get up with the kids tomorrow. Stop singing.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Matt Trevor's Puffalicious Chocolate Nipples for.
He's in so much trouble. She's gonna try to get better. She's gonna bring him out the bed. No,
This is now a certified Mad Max moment. Jarbo's gonna be sleeping outside with Callie next.
she's gonna be like, you keep your ass on the floor with your village people singing ass. on the bed, on the bedroom floor is where Matt Jarbo's gonna sleep on the couch.
Oh, there we go. So yeah.
Again, thank you, Matt Jarbo's Puffalicious chocolate nipples.
You need to say it's even more hilarious.
So
thanking Matt Jarbo's nipples. Wow.
It was worth every penny.
Yeah.
In the name.
Very awkward breakfast conversation.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Benson's.
Mommy, why is Daddy look so sad?
Yeah.
Well, honey, you see, your dad likes to do this thing on YouTube where he sings the Village People at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I didn't think I was that loud. It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear when you've got the music going, and even though I have headphones on, like the feedback is muted. So I don't know how loud I am.
Jarbo's gonna get a knock at the door tomorrow morning. His neighbor's gonna be like, "We heard some weird noises last night.
Bro,
is there a Village People concert going on?"
How angry did she look when she came in and saw your face?
Oh, she didn't come in. She called me. I was able to catch it in time. So yeah, if like she would come in, that
she probably called you and she was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
There was multiple missed phone calls and messages.
She's probably like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to sleep."
Yeah.
Did you answer the last one?
Yeah, kinda.
What did she say?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I just sent her a quick text.
Did she send one back?
No.
We all need to know. We all need to. She didn't even respond. Yo, she's big mad at you. Nothing is worse than a woman who calls you and when you text, you don't get a reply back. She's pissed.
So
Good
happy
job.
International Women's Day.
Oh yeah, it is International Women's Day.
So
And you did this on International Women's Day. My glasses are fogging up.
Listen, there's no better way to say that you appreciate the special woman in your life by singing Village People at 2 a.m.
I could say that I was doing it for her, but I don't know if she would believe me.
Did she watch your stream though?
No, she might now.
She might.
I don't know. So if I'm, I do need to go to bed.
You're going to floor, baby.
I want to wait a minute.
He's like, I don't want to incur the wrath just yet.
I want to see. It's a big bed, thankfully, and I have a king size, and so I can. It's also a memory foam mattress, so it's really. You could drop a bowling ball on there, kinda.
He said he wants to wait because he knows.
So yeah. Hondo here for $2. Thank you, buddy. Says $2. I'm assuming $3 theater equal comfy streams, BTR equal insanity streams. It's kind of the point.
Sometimes it gets there's some crossover though.
Yeah, well, Boogie 2988 will be coming on Boulder Talk Radio before the end of the month, so that will be cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I got to reach out to other people and try to schedule some stuff. But yeah, so Spherical Man asking, is Jarbo's mattress Jody?
Well, you described a mattress that could probably perfectly fit him, maybe.
Jody, like his body type would not be firm like a memory foam mattress. It would be like the beanbag that's like been sitting in your grandfather's closet for 30 years. Oh, it's
the really lumpy beanbag.
Yeah, like you go, is this an organ or is this fat? And you can't really tell. And then you punch it real hard, and then if pee comes out, then it's an organ.
Laughing at fat people is funny.
I know. I laugh at people all the time, RJ.
What did you say, bitch?
Jesse here says, yeah, you need to cancel these karaoke moments. I mean, like, how do I don't know how to refund a $30 super chat.
It's $30, man. Take it.
I mean, the
only way you get that much money in a single night is to give somebody a handy.
Well, I mean, no, because they take their 30%, right? So the 30%, so it's like $21, but still, like even last week, like I was getting less than that total for. I think even last night I did like $16 take home.
My point still stands.
So
what other way are you gonna get $21 a night? I mean, unless you're getting out some handies.
I could make a lot more than $21 a night giving out a handy. Okay, like as a guy, I know like how I would know.
Well, those are the prices that Saggy charges. That's what I'm used to.
Well, that's just Boston and like the income area she's in. If she would move over to like, by Harvard Square or whatever, she'd probably be able to charge at least triple.
Oh, so you're saying Saggy sells herself for shit.
Harvard Yard, that's what it is. Harvard Yard, right? Harvard Yard. Am I saying that right?
Harvard Yard.
Harvard Yard. You go over there and you're all like, I know your parents hate black people, but why don't you try one on for size? And that's how you make your money. You play into that institutional racism and you change minds and hearts.
Oh my God. You gotta stop.
What we're talking about canceling racism through hand jobs, Saggy.
You gotta stop.
That's
I
don't want to go to bed.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to. You're in
I don't want to go to bed, but I gotta go.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better. No, I was gonna see something really fucked up. Never mind.
I gotta pee real bad, but I don't want to go to bed.
You are in so much fucking trouble, bro. You're sleeping on the couch.
Probably. All right. Well,
send the fucking stream.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for everything tonight. Rail here saying Jody would be a perfect waterbed for Jarbo. I mean, look, dude, there's Jiggle. There's Jiggle, but
who jiggles more, Homer Simpson or Jody?
Sorry.
I don't know. Honda. I'm slowly becoming an RJ fan.
Thank you.
Don't be an RJ fan.
Why are we whispering?
Because he woke up his girlfriend already.
Yeah. Follow Matt on Twitter, see what happens next. I'll probably just end up like sneaking in bed. It'll be fine.
I can't wait for people to clip out this stream for ammo against us. We are our worst enemies.
We're fine.
You guys did it. I was a good girl.
You're never a good girl.
Whatever.
You're never a good girl, you naughty little.
You'll never know.
Whoa. Okay, listen. This is Hollywood After Dark, not the top of RJ's dresser drawer.
Or his socks. Don't forget his socks.
Didn't you send him a pair of socks?
You know what?
No, she's never sent me anything. What are you talking about?
Well, now Sag, you're just missing out.
No, I ain't sending him.
I mean, I could send you some socks if you want, Saggy. I mean,
yeah.
Why would you send her socks? That's not how this works.
He wants me to wear them and send them back.
Why didn't he just Amazon like drop ship you socks that are brand new and then like have you wear them and send them to him? There's a fetish for that.
Okay, we can just end the stream now. Like on that note, like we can just end it and just like not go back to this.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
It's
3.5
been the weirdest
hours.
episode of Hollywood After Dark ever.
You're not. Stop saying Anna's line.
All right, everybody. I'll talk to you all tomorrow night. Have yourself a great night. Please, if this was funny and you value my life,